link to.
Greetings, salutations, and other big words. My name's Ethan. My handle is Wrangler. Welcome to Frequency Studios. There's a lot going on over the past week. And first there was Target, or Bud Light. Then there was Target. And now Activision is weighing in on all this stuff. Along with that, Garth Brooks, of all people, is in support of Bud Light. We'll talk about that. But on a good note, there has been a beginning to ISOM campaign number 2. We're going to be looking at that. The trailer is phenomenal. We got to check that out. We're going to get into this, and who knows what the hell else here on the Weekly Wing It, where I know I got stuff lined up, but I did minimal prep in the spirit of the show. So here, winging it with me, first up is Billy Bob. Billy Bob Sack, how you doing?
Kapla.
Kapla.
I don't think your picture matches what you're saying anymore.
Excuse me?
I'm just looking at your leopard
Being
bikini.
racist. That's being racist.
And hey, technically he was a Ferengi before, and he was already saying Kapla. Isn't that cultural appropriation, or is it because he married that Klingon chick? It's okay now.
I gave up
Okay
trying to
now.
figure that out.
Also, I put on makeup. That's why I look like this now.
Ah, gotcha. So are you lizard
Oh yeah,
people
you shaved.
or gremlin?
Yeah, no, I didn't shave. I grew up my hair.
Green.
So
I have no room to talk. I think I have green streaks in my mane.
you look like a grasshopper hulked out.
What? I think you need to enlarge that picture to show everyone.
You know what? Yes, we do.
Look, it's safe for work.
Get the bleach.
Oh, goodness.
Do you blink?
Blink.
Raisin, what's going on, man?
So somebody sent me a meme the other day, and it said, and it was like right before we went into the office, and it was like, I got a not safe NSFW picture to show you, and they're like, what? And it sends it, and it's a guy standing on it, the armrest of his rolling chair. So definitely not safe for work. But let's see.
Yeah, we've lost that safe for work label a long time ago.
Lots of stuff went on this past week. I guess the latest fun thing was I got some more of the gold backs in, and I got a bunch of silver.
Sweet.
But yeah, I've also been busy packing, so been putting off some of the writing till later.
Read out. What have you been up to?
I have been reorganizing the studio, and by reorganizing the studio, I mean reorganizing my bedroom, but still reorganizing nevertheless. Getting more shelves. You can't see the shelves, but there's the old shelf that's over here that's bare because I took all the movies and moved them to the new shelf, a new proper entertainment center. Now I have my history books on both sides of me, and then I have my movies behind me and somewhere over here. I have no wall space.
And how's the cat liking it?
Oh, well, they're trying to figure out how to get onto the heights. They've yet to
There's always a cat.
They've yet to succeed, but they'll find a way.
That's what they do. Maji, how are you?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, go continue.
No, quick, you'll like this. It's about cats. My cat one time got on the ledge. I have a little ledge where a doorway used to be.
Yeah.
Somehow got up there, could not get down. We've yet to figure out how they got up there.
Climbed your
Now,
wall.
Manji, talk.
Cats are cats. I have no room to talk. I mean, technically, I have a character in the Shalar story I'm writing, which is kind of inspired by Wrangler, who turns into a cat. Yeah, it's a big saber-tooth tiger, so you're a bigger cat.
Smilodon. They're called that because they got big toothy smiles.
Oh yeah, you got big tooth.
James Esparza, how you doing, man?
I am doing well. I told you backstage there that I literally just finished writing. I was writing when you sent me the invite, and then I pretty much stepped away from the keyboard for a little bit to join the stream. Doing extremely great on the writing. The next story is actually a mystery set in a dark fantasy location. That's
You
Oh yeah.
guys.
a lot of fun. A lot of fun, and really, I bring in the clues, I bring in the mystery, and I add in the lovely pieces of magical elements as well.
Nice. So we get some we get a little bit better idea how the magic of this world works in this story, or
A bit, I'd say. You're definitely going to see a lot more of the darker side of it being showed off.
ah.
Yes.
And there is something we need to play tonight, isn't there?
Oh yeah, I said we'd play what's called a little audio story that I had done some time ago. I need to hunt that down right now.
Cool. I'm looking forward to hearing that. And let's say hello to everyone in the chat. Over on Rumble, Lieutenant Bob, aka King Bob. He's over there. How's it going? And we got Arangmar Verillion. He was actually in much earlier. He stopped in to say hi. He's the time zone thing. He's probably conked out for the night by now.
Hey, Frequency,
Yeah,
did you send the link to Otter?
I did.
Okay. I'm just making sure because I texted him and
Yeah.
asked him if he wanted to join.
Yeah, I sent the link out along with everyone else, so he should have it. I'll double check in a minute, make sure I didn't skip it, but I'm pretty sure I sent it. Raven hanging out down in the chat with King Bob once again.
King
I thought it's
Yeah, King
All right.
Bob showed up here an hour early.
Yep. And then RC Scott's down here tonight. What's going on, man? Good to see you. And I'm going to assume the my eyes is in response to Billy Bob Sack's picture.
That's just offensive.
It's a safe
A
estimate.
drink with crazy says, "Yo, are you up to shenanigans? How you doing
Oh,
tonight,
yeah,
Royce?
this
What are you
is-
drinking?"
This is gonna get us in trouble.
Wait until we play the Ice and 2 trailer.
On the bright side, at
Have
least
you guys seen
Wrangler
it yet?
wasn't monetized
Yes.
to begin with.
I saw it when it came out.
I have
I haven't
not.
watched it again. It's pretty good.
Read out. Is this you or is this one of your co-hosts from the other show?
That's me.
I like it.
I can be in not two but three places at once. It's quite impressive.
All right, let's do this and pray I don't get fired.
You keep saying that every stream. Sooner or later, someone's going to take notice.
I know.
Well, if you think you're scared now, Maji, Jose Hernandez is here. What's up, man?
Hey, Jose.
Or do you still want us? Or do you want us using your new name when we talk to you?
See,
I'm just
going
going to call him
around.
Jose.
He's Jose. Yeah, he's...
Says Maji-chan, be afraid. Be very afraid.
I'm the one who's scared of him the most.
All right, let's pull up the Ice and page.
Before that, let's say hello to James Craig. How you doing, man?
Hey,
Hello.
hello.
I'm doing all right.
Hey, hey.
Totally behind in my writing though, so I'm just sticking my head in.
Be careful,
glad-
you might get hit in the head.
Glad you're able to pop in. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Honestly, nothing much to say. I'm working on getting my cover finalized because
Nice.
turns out that text in a cyberpunk style that is readable and also looks good, the little bit harder to do than you would think.
A lot of strange edges.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just on the grind, man.
Are you doing more of the neon lights or more like the hard metals?
Actually, so what I did is I hit up a friend of mine who is playing with Stable Diffusion. And I was like, hey, what does Stable Diffusion spit out if you tell it to just make a cyberpunk text logo? And a lot of it was garbage.
Yeah.
However, there were some cool things. Let me get you one if you want to see what it's gonna probably look like.
Let's see it.
Fortunately, I can't just give a Discord link.
Art reveal.
Ooh, cover reveal.
I mean, it's not.
Well, you do
This is
have
just
the
Stable
option
Diffusion
down
junk.
there to share your screen if you want to do that.
I do not.
Okay, fair enough. I didn't know of another way to do it though.
Yeah, I too
I'll
been
get
messing
you
with
in a sec as soon as I can read things correctly.
I too have been messing with Stable Diffusion. It's definitely much more difficult than say Mid Journey. Because you got to be much more meticulous. I did get some good stuff out, but I had to really pump out a lot more generations than I did with Midjourney. The big difference is Stable Diffusion
wow.
is essentially free, as Midjourney costs like $30 a month, I think, on the cheaper end. So yeah, that's a thing.
And I found with Midjourney is good to get doing like abstract imagery, like really cool abstract, but it can be very, very weird and creepy.
Yeah, so we'll see. But I know that AI is getting better. I was there at, not near the dawn of it, but I got close to like, when I started really dabbing into it. And it's just been growing and still is relentlessly growing. And we're getting to the point where people, or they have actually made full-blown comics using just AI generated stuff and some simple Photoshop techniques, which is not that hard to learn, in fact. So it might become the norm in a lot of circumstances.
You gonna be able to share it, Wrangler?
Yep. You guys ready?
This is what I'm trying to replicate into my title. Now, obviously, those are not like actual letters. So
Right. I
this is
do
just some
like
junk
the
that
color
Stable
combo
Diffusion
though.
spit out.
Yeah.
But I think it does look cool.
Yeah.
It really does.
The neon blend going on there. And I like the color choices are very good because you got that heavy kind of light contrast on the left hand side, and then it blends in with the much more darker tones.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
yeah,
I like
right
it.
now these models are really good for like generating ideas.
Mhm.
Gotta still have to like actually turn that into my title. So recreating this is quite a bit of work, but I'm working through it.
Nice. What's it supposed to say there?
No idea. It's just junk that garbled junk had put
Okay.
out. The title is going to be Gamma Coin. This is for
Gamma
the sequel
Coin,
to
you said?
Faceless.
Gamma Coin. All right. Do you like to share anything about Gamma Coin?
How about I pull up what's going to be the back cover blurb?
There you go. Those
Yeah.
are always fun. I assume it's positive.
So how about I put on some dramatic voice suddenly?
That's always fun.
Psychologist, hypnotist, con man, liar, mind breaker. The American government has invested a lot into the techniques and tricks of psychological manipulation, both on other people and on the self. Only the most loyal soldiers are eligible for the program, but one of them has passed on the knowledge to his son. Just weeks before the draft, Kite finds himself on the run, wanted for murder. One step away from a rogue mindbreaker, he is forced into a desperate plan to insert himself into a gang powerful enough and connected enough to smuggle him out of the city and out from under Eve's surveillance. He just has to pull off everything his father ever taught him and do it fast. Detective Blackstone is tasked with bringing him to justice. It was a congressman's son that was attacked after all. He just has to do it before the big guns get sent in to clean house.
All right. And
Nice.
down in the chat, there is a question for you.
Yes, Trippy. So there are a bunch of criminal gangs in the bottom of Bastion that basically actually keep the order, and one of them styles itself as essentially a labor union officially. And the idea is that they create their own internal currency and force the local businesses to accept it as payment, and and give their employees that are working for the gang but also working day jobs certain perks and negotiations and stuff. And they're trying to build an independent economy, and
Does this-
government doesn't like that.
Does this book go back to your first one with the
Yeah, it's
detective?
a sequel. Sebastian Blackstone too.
Oh, nice. Sounds good. I got to get the first one. I read Infinite Money Glitch in 5 to 4, but I haven't read that one.
Well, I mean, like Faceless was my first book, so in a couple of ways, it's my worst book. So,
And it's still a good
weird
one.
to market when I'm like clearly getting better over time. And we have new
Hi.
people. Hello.
Yes. How you doing tonight, Royce? How's it going, Lord Otter?
Hey,
What up?
Gentlemen.
Third,
It's
how
going
are
all
you?
right on my end.
Third, I didn't know that you hang out in these parts. Are you following me?
Well, I'm full of surprises.
Aye.
Gentlemen.
Aye. Cheers to that, good sir.
And with that means you should shout something out for Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday night, guys. Star Shatter, man. I've been loving this campaign, the Star Shatter campaign. Black Knight is an awesome DM. In the beginning of it, I was a little nervous that it was going to drag a little bit more, but Black Knight has a certain way of storytelling, and like once you get used to it as a player, you're just all in. You're just there. You're all in. And it's we're playing Star Shatter. We have some interesting mechanics that we have really gone over. I talked with Black Knight for hours this weekend, multiple just chats, he and I, to work out how we can include you guys in the chat in what we're doing. So we're going to put polls up in the chat. You guys are going to be able to vote on like either our next missions or like what we're going to name this shuttle that hopefully we'll be able to revive, or, you know, like if we decide to go on a vacation or we go to a bar, maybe we'll put up a poll. Like, it's going to be awesome. We're working on mechanics to, my goal is to build a system in this game and work with Black Knight to do it. And he is the DM. So the rule on Star Shatter is the DM's word is final. That means that in Star Shatter, that thing that I host on my channel, if Black Knight says no, that's it. That's where it lies. If he says it doesn't matter what transgressions none of it, that's it, right? If he says no, not comfortable with it, not doing it, Black Knight's word is final. He and I have talked a lot about it. What we're going to do is we're going to institute a super chat system as well. And if Black Knight says, hey, if the chat helps you out, you can send in a $1 super chat, because I'm not here to gouge people, but we talked about how something that could get the chat more excited and more involved in the game. And they send in a $1 super chat, and you can give the character of your choice a reroll on a bad roll, right? And so it's like a way for you in the audience to help us through our adventure. And it's going to be totally up to Black Knight on this stuff. And we might tweak it and work it and build it better. And maybe it's too open in the beginning and maybe we reel it in a little bit, but I've seen other channels do similar stuff, but man, we've been busting our humps to work on this. So
yeah, you have. I've seen it kind of evolve on the screen as the weeks went on. But also, speaking of channels, James, you are charging right toward the goal, aren't you?
Royce, what if we want to get the bad guys the re-roll?
You can. You can.
Really?
You actually can.
Yep.
You can donate $1 to Black Knight and give the bad guys a reroll. That's 100% allowed. So, and that way it makes it, and we're hoping that we can kind of make things a little bit more even that way. And then depending on how even it gets, I've talked with Black Knight, we'll see how it goes. But if it's kind of spread even for rerolls between like our hero party and like Black Knight's or even just NPCs, or Black Knight's bad guys that he controls, you guys may be able to, if you guys really want to get into it, to send in, $1. And I won't accept it. If you send in $1, like, here's a $5, here's a $5 super chat for 5 reroll. No. $1, 1 reroll. That's it. We're not doing here's a $5 for 5 reroll. No, $1, 1 reroll. That's a hard stance on my side.
Limitations.
But limitations. but it's a way for you guys. But yeah, you can totally actually give rerolls to the bad guys 100%. That is absolutely part of the mechanic because it wouldn't be fair otherwise.
If you get somebody who's in a cantankerous mood with deep pockets, you guys are in trouble.
Oh, I'm aware. I am aware.
Have you ever heard of this man called Kikomon?
Yes,
That
I
sounds
have
very
actually,
familiar.
and I actually need to go see what he sent me in a DM. But Wrangler, you have to be okay with it. Okay, so I just got a DM from.
Is it crazy stuff? I know. Before we go too deep, I would like to show off.
Define crazy.
What's
I'm
in the
okay
box?
with it. I just thought you would
Chico-
want to share something like that.
Chico
What's in the
Monson, I
box?
told him I would wait until
I'm sure it's
Sunday,
good.
or if he couldn't wait, if it was okay with you, I would open it here.
It's
What's
okay
in the
with me.
box?
Huh?
Box.
What's in the
Open
box?
the box.
All right. I know you're a little shy of this, but I am doing this again. Ta-da!
All right. Okay. Well, at least let me get the live chat for the stream pulled up, good sir. Holy crap.
Oh, good. Now I can drink in peace.
Now I can drink it.
And speaking of live chat, we had a few more
alright.
pop in. See, I got to.
Trippy Soul, what's going on?
Yeah, I kind
Hi.
of. Ryan McCoppin is here. Kikomon showed up. Stormcrow is all over the place. And then over on Rumble, where Lieutenant Bob started off, Skunkworks is over there too. How's it going, Skunks?
All right. I will
Woo,
open the
skunks!
box here live on Wrangler's stream because Kikomon is impatient. I told him, I was like, dude, I'll wait till Sunday. And he goes, no, Wrangler's stream is fine. So I have a feeling I know what this is, but I also could be totally wrong. And if I'm totally wrong, I will admit it. But if oh God, there's packing peanuts. Fuck. Why? Why
They're
packing
effective,
peanuts?
but they're
Because he,
miserable.
because he, evil man.
Oh no! How am I gonna?
Gift
all right.
within a gift.
I have an empty beer box here. I'll put the packing peanuts in the empty beer box.
At least it scores.
I see that it's
Damn
not
it!
a J box.
I love how you have that on stand.
Oh yes, we will be talking about beer in a little bit.
I can
Beer
already
and
see the
Garth
box.
Brooks.
I know what this is. I know what this is.
A box within the box. Wow.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. No,
Is it just a
Oh.
lifetime
Oh.
supply of Kikomon soy sauce?
Are
No.
you telling me
that would be hilarious, but
it
it is not. My wife was a co-conspirator on this.
An everlasting soy stopper.
Oh God, I hate packing peanuts, and I'm already getting so many all over the floor. The beer box is not working the way that I intended it to.
I love it when your wife co-conspirates. It's a lot
I
of
don't
fun.
love
It
it when
seems
my
like
wife
a-
co-conspirates.
It's a very
Why
freaking
not?
thing.
Why not?
But, because y'all are a bunch of co-conspirators. All right, so Kikomon, and he must have heard this on a couple of IronAge nights ago, but Kikomon got me a White Ranger helmet,
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
which is the one thing that I said that I wanted on my wall was a White Ranger helmet.
Oh, nice.
And yeah. Oh,
The-
man.
The prophecy has come true.
The prophecy. No, Kikomon, thank you so much, man. That's just awesome, dude. Thank you so much. Oh,
That's the ultimate Kiko gift.
dude, yeah, the white Tiger Ranger, man, because I was just young enough that I got into Power Rangers.
You freaking nerd.
Shut up.
No.
Shut up. But I got into Power Rangers after Tommy Oliver had already become the White Ranger. Yeah, and Trippy says rip JDF. Yeah, rip JDF, man. Oh my gosh, dude, that's so
Nerd
fucking
tears.
My kindergarten
Kikomon.
birthday, whatever that was Power Rangers. I had a pink Power Ranger plushie about my size. I get it.
Oh, I gotta move things now.
I know I didn't see a whole lot of the series, but I liked him best as the Green Ranger.
A lot of people
Actually
did,
went
and
to the same convention as the Green Ranger one year. That was only a couple of years ago.
Yeah, he used to show up at those things kind of as a fan himself, not just.
He was
for-
actually the
for
guy that
but-
got a lot of the other Rangers involved.
And he even re-portrayed the character a few times over on Bat in the Sun channel.
He also did the short for the Lord Draken.
Yeah,
Lord
I saw
Draken,
that.
dude, which was so freaking cool. Like, but he was all about it, man. He was so loyal to his fans. The guy, Jason David Frank, man, I don't get tore up over like celebrity deaths and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, you know, people come and go, but man, that one actually like was a shock. I found out live on stream, and I was like, no, you're.
I remember I was watching you as you found out,
dude. Like, I almost teared up on stream, man, because I'm like, no, I was just watching, like revisiting some of his My Mighty Morphin Life. And like, oh my God, dude, just JDF, man, the guy, you know, he was always pushing to maximize who he was. He wanted to bring martial arts to little kids so that way they could have something, so they could know honor and integrity and all of those things. And just I can't even imagine just being like, just think about this, and like being the kids that just watched him on TV. How about the kids that were in his classes?
Mhm.
What could they have felt? He's been teaching in martial arts studios for, 10, 15 years. Can you imagine? Like, dude, Jason David Frank was one of those guys that when you go, man, he's 49 years old.
Hey, just
it's in great condition, Kikomon. No, it's in fantastic condition, dude. Like that is definitely no, that's not bad condition at all, man. I have to reorganize some things. It will be up on the wall. I don't know if I should put it in my sitting area studio or if I should put it up in like when I stand and do my videos. I don't know, because I do just about as many live streams as I do videos these days, but no, dude, this is awesome, Kikomon. Thank you. Seriously, this is that guy was a hero of mine, and I don't throw around that word. My number one hero in life is my dad. And this guy was one of those guys that I could look up to as an adult, and I still did as an adult. And to hear that he ended his own life was definitely a shock, was definitely a blow. But man. No, thank you so much, Kikomon. And that will absolutely be going up on the wall. I just have to figure out exactly how I'm going to organize it and what nails I need to put where and
that
all
wall's
that.
like Tetris.
See. No, yeah, Jason David Frank is a legend. But yeah, no, dude, I'm unbelievably excited about that, Kikomon. Thank you, dude. Seriously, thank you. That's a big thing for me, man. Like, wow. Oh, all right. Well, you were about to introduce Mr. James Craig, good sir.
Well, actually, James, you have a goal you're barreling down on for your channel, don't you?
Well, you always have to have goals, don't you? You meet one, you set a higher one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So
I'll take that as a no. Why did you abandon your goal?
I thought we were just winging it here.
I am trying to hit 200 subs by the end of the month. I'm pretty sure everyone is subbed here already. But I want to do it. Today's video clearly is not the silver bullet to getting me there, though. After like 6 hours, I think I have 10 views on it because I reviewed a 1909 short story.
I thought that was interesting, though, how you were bringing up the retrofuturism of that was from way back before they had a clue how technology was going to advance. So they ended up with some, I guess, weird science.
Yeah, like it's a really cool okay, there are better written short stories, but for its place in our literary tradition, I think it's actually really cool and echoes a lot of fears and trends about the way society is progressing. And to see it over 100 years old is just remarkable to me. I just can't get anyone to click on the damn video.
It's almost like
That-
the only thing they got wrong was what the tech was going to look like.
Dude, you know what? I hope you liked my rant at the start of that video, because I actually hate touchscreens.
Dude, the gas station pumps piss me off the worst.
Oh my god. I'm jealous of this horrible dystopia buried underground where everyone dies, because at least they have buttons.
Yeah, the gas station I usually stop at, they just redid the pumps, and they finally
Craig?
gave us actual keypad again. It's like,
Craig?
yes.
I actually agree with you. Oh yeah, you're not wrong. It's like, yeah, I missed the day of the buttons, dude. Like, and here's the thing. So check this out, guys. Here in about another year or two, my guess is that we're going to start getting phones with buttons again, because retro is super popular. And we start getting phones with buttons that still have like the modern technology stuff in them. Yeah.
I'm still waiting for my rotary flip phone.
We'll
No.
get this one. Think
Yeah.
about 19th century. What were they doing? Telegraph. Text. They are delivering symbols instantaneously across wires. What are we doing in the 21st century? Delivering symbols instantaneously. We're not talking verbally. We're texting.
We went from Morse code, which is dot dash, to digital, which is on off, to binary, which is 1-0. Nothing really changes.
Not really.
Wow.
I wonder
Well,
how
you
well
guys spell
iPhones
waifu.
and TikTok are going to age here in 100 years.
Not well.
Non-existent, I'd imagine.
Bury it. Bury it.
For the sake of those who have been captured forever on the internet and TikTok, let's just hope that it gets forgotten and no one ever has to look at those archives.
Well, speaking of forgotten, I actually made a wonderful post using plenty of these symbols and words we've been speaking of. I posted right here in the chat. I'd love it if you bring this up, because there's a poem, and I know we have our IronAge poet in the audience, and I'd love for him to be able to see and read that, particularly on air with everybody watching who's going to subscribe, I'm sure.
Great transition point. I do have to drop off and do my writing.
Don't
Dude,
forget
what
to
the
subscribe, and I'll subscribe.
James,
to you.
thanks for dropping in. And
a big
if anyone
stream.
here isn't subscribed to his channel, go check it out. I enjoy it. His videos pop up. Interesting. You get to learn. Worth it. Go check it out.
Thank you very
Heard of
much.
this mythical channel.
Very good opinions.
Go enjoy James's poem.
Thank you, dear.
Well, I find it interesting because I don't always agree with everything you say, and it makes me think.
The poem is actually found in my latest post, which is a premium early release, but I actually really like the poem and how I formatted it, because I'm a genius. And so I decided to bless the world by releasing it to you all.
Okay. So may I interject just really quickly?
Oh, thank you.
And then
Appreciate it.
I'm gonna bounce. I just want to interject really quick. I have the best subscribers on the fucking planet. So I have Maji Chan. Maji Chan turned me into a pop figure, and that's right here. And now I have the White Ranger helmet on my wall, and that is right here. And then it is right next to my Vegetas, my pop figure Vegeta, and my other Vegeta, which my wife bought me because she knows that Vegeta is my favorite character, and she just wanted to do something with me. And so having all of those right there just makes this amazing. It's all going to fall. It's all going to fall. It's all going to end badly.
It's gonna be the shelf all over again.
Let's see.
I know how to fix it, but I need to go dark for a minute. I need to go dark and mute it for a minute. I know how to fix it. All right.
I was expecting Royce just to completely drop those right after he gave that beautiful speech.
Especially
Make
how
us
especially how he's just telling us how Vegeta is so fun to say.
I can fix that.
All right, do I have the correct page here, James? Or
I hope so.
I think you gave me.
Meanwhile,
two.
Royce is just talking
Okay.
in the dark. in the
He is
Oblivion.
talking in the dark.
Jeez.
Here you go.
Okay,
You also gave me this one.
That's right. Both of them are very relevant. The first one is also relevant. That is the poem posted there. If you just scroll down some, this is the introductory for the story, and this is actually found on the first handful of pages. Read out. You got a wonderful reading voice. Why don't you read this to us?
Oh crap!
You also want to show off the first picture there because that's what it's about.
Are you ready for the butchering?
No, up. You got to go up a bit.
I gotta read, man.
Well, you said show off the picture, so I went to the picture.
What? The
Well, what do
first
we have the
picture
first
at the
stands?
top.
Oh, this one.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what it's
okay.
called. You might have to zoom
Behold.
out a little bit. They're kind of supposed to be in the same frame.
Tyrax City.
That's right. It's one of the 20 plus cities in a gigantic cityscape found in my world where you will find
Whitlow?
a plethora. Yep, a plethora of cyberpunk stories to be told.
I like the stylization of it.
Oh yeah, and each one's got their own story to tell. So let me go ahead and scroll down for a readout here because I'm putting them on the spot.
darn. Tyrek, a city within Whitlow's embrace, a multi-level wonder, a vibrant space. Its top levels gleam with resplendent light, a pinnacle of grandeur, a breathtaking sight. Behold that breathtaking sight. Endless shops adorn the mid-levels maze, where commerce thrives in a bustling haze. The pulse of trade beats in every seat, a vibrant tapestry where desires meet. But as we venture to the lower domain, as Royce pounds upon his wall, a different narrative begins to gain. Its shadows hidden, secrets find their place, a clandestine world with an air of grace. You can get more at James Esparra's presents World Without End.
Esparza, but thank you. Don't worry, everybody gets it wrong. You know, I'm glad that I forced this in early so that way we can get Royce's opinion on it. I'm really glad that was my plan. And I'm never gonna do that again because I can count on him for doing something extremely unexpected. Thank you, Royce. We love you. You truly are our Bugs Bunny.
What's up, Doc?
What? Mel
What did
Blanc,
I
was that you?
do? Also, I forgot to mute. I meant to mute, and
That's
I
all right.
apologize.
You didn't even bother to turn your camera off.
No, I turned that on for effect. It's fine. That was actually intentional. The
Oh, okay.
camera thing was intentional. The mute was not.
I'm honestly
we got
tempted
for
to
a-
give this my own live read. I really like this.
Well, thank
Now-
you.
That looks so dope, dude.
And
Now,
I'm going
James,
to say this before we continue. I actually chose it to be much more visually presenting because when Royce covered, it's actually auspicious he's here. And when Royce covered my stuff on his stream, he spent like 5 minutes compared to like 25 minutes on everybody else's. And it's simply because I didn't have enough visual representation to punctuate my writing. So thank you, Royce, for that because you taught me a very important lesson. And I usually learn through the fire. So that means a lot. And what I'm going to
Okay,
bring...
so like I wasn't being a dick about it.
I didn't say you're being a dick. I was literally saying
The
thank you.
insinuation was that I was being a dick, and I refute that.
Well,
It's
you're
the trial
not.
by fire learning method.
You're not. And frankly, what's great about it is you're just giving me your genuine live impression. And to me, that's worth more than any false appreciation. So thank you.
Yeah, that's kind of how I do. I don't
Like I
feel
said,
that-
our Bugs Bunny.
I hate the scripted impressions, and that's
This is
part
the
of the
point.
reason what's so great about the Wednesday show. Is like, oh, cool, look, thing I've never seen before, and I intentionally don't look at any of that stuff before we go live, because then as I'm looking at it, I can go, oh, cool, or oh, ew, what was, like on last Wednesday's show, they had that one that I was just like, this is not the Avalon, I believe. Was, man, that just was not good. Not their pitch was bad. Their pitch was bad.
Yeah.
It was the first one we'd ever said. I'm an energetic person. I have a lot of excitement that I can send to a lot of different areas. I have the ability that I just have genuine excitement for life, and I can direct that towards whatever I want to, up until the point where I can critique it.
Mm-hmm.
And once I can critique it, it's just like, whoa, hold on. Wait a minute. So yeah.
So James, the 3 pictures, is this upper level, mid level, and lower level?
Absolutely. Each one showing off portions of the city as you go.
All right. So here's the upper crust.
At the upper levels, we get the most sun. Pretty much the mid level where everybody works and everybody visits, and it's a little bit worn down.
But still looks in not bad shape.
Absolutely.
Man, these
Even
remind
this
me-
doesn't look in bad shape. It looks like
Mhm.
kind of the back
lower
alley
level.
bars, but
This is a much more upper class city. It's very upper class. So even the lower areas are pretty decent. Still have obviously more of the social issues down there.
yeah. But I mean, being the lower level, and I'm still looking at the walkways are clean, and everything looks like it doesn't look like nothing looks like it's in disrepair. Maybe in need of a slight bit of maintenance, but not more. So yeah, if that's the lower level of a city, that's a pretty damn good city.
It's more purplish and less red, but I get Nar Shaddaa vibes from KOTOR 2.
Oh man, KOTOR 2 is the one I didn't play, but I know the planet and you know which one you're talking
I
about.
get Nar Shaddaa vibes. Oh,
yeah.
I
was accusing you. I was accusing you of being a nerd.
I remember.
But I was a major Star Wars nerd before, Kathleen Kennedy attacked.
I was a Star Wars nerd up until 3 months after they bought it, or until after they decanonized the EU.
Yeah, all right.
Because 3 months later, they were like, well, we don't have books or comics to go off of. We have to write our own stories. And I was just
So
like,
insulting.
yeah, sliding.
That was insulting.
Yep.
What?
Yes, but I'm improving the visual representation of World Without End. I'm releasing audio stories slowly but surely, hopefully once a month.
Sir, I want it in a physical fucking thing. I need to touch it.
I'll tell you what, I'll make you a mixtape and I'll send it to you in a Walkman. How about that?
He needs to touch the butt, okay?
I think he liked that too, but
Sorry, okay. So as soon as you said mixtape, that reminds me of the Jack's Mannequin song mixtape. Do you guys know that one?
Oh boy.
I'm not remembering.
I believe I know it's
I've probably heard
like
it.
indie, or it wasn't even indie punk. It was kind of emo punk. The song started, "This is morning, it's where I spend the most time thinking about what I'm dreaming of." You guys
and
know?
the stream got struck.
No, I'm not that good. My voice is so out of it, dude. I spent quite. I got the guitars over here. I spent hours the other day singing and working on some things that I have that I haven't done in quite a while. My falsettos are not where they used to be at all, and I really have to start working on my voice, because there's a cover song that I roped a couple of the music boys from the guild into, and so we're working on just a cover song. It's a passion project of mine. That's it. It's just a passion project of mine. It's something I really want to do, and the voice. Whew, the voices, I was singing today and I'm like, man, it just like my voice wants to give out after about 10-15 minutes. And I used to be able to sing for multiple hours. Most I ever did was 16 hours in a weekend, because I was in studio. Yeah. I couldn't talk for 3 days.
How was work?
It was, the guys were like, what's wrong? And like, I know how to manipulate the muscles in my throat well enough that I could actually sound normal, but it would hurt to do it, or it would like fatigue my voice. So I would like literally just do what I needed to do with the muscles and be like, I sang for 16 hours this weekend. I literally can't talk. And then like, they were like, what? I'm like, I can't talk. I can't. And they were like, what? I'm like, oh, fuck. Hold on. Literally, this is the best that I could do right now. But I sang for 16 hours this weekend. I can't talk. And they were like, oh, shit. Oh, like, you sang for 16 hours? I'm like, stop making me say shit.
Oh, wow.
It was bad.
So I got to ask, when your voice gets ripped up, since you do performances, what do you usually do to try and rest your vocals and get them up to snuff in time?
Not talk, water. To get them up to snuff in time.
Yeah.
I've never been backed up to that wall.
Cocaine.
Right when you wanna get down on the ground, cocaine. No. If I'm backed up to the wall, one thing that I will do is I will obviously, and I'm addicted to it, but I will refrain from smoking. Like I used to have a rule that I wouldn't before I went into studio, I wouldn't smoke for for an entire like 36 hours before. So if we were going into studio on Saturday, I wouldn't smoke Friday. I wouldn't smoke on Fridays. I wouldn't do any of that. If I knew that I was singing and performing vocally, I wouldn't smoke. I would drink water. No sugar. Absolutely no sugar. Sugar is the worst thing for the voice.
It's an inflammatory.
It's the worst thing for the voice. And as far as like if my voice is totaled and I have to rest up, it's just talk as little as you can, drink water. And that's really it. And just, if it's really inflamed, you can do a ibuprofen or something like that to help with the swelling. But yeah, that's really it. But that's just me. That's other people have different remedies. Some people like to do like a tea and lemon and honey. I don't like that. That's just not my thing. So yeah, just cold water or cool water, I like room temperature water, not cold water. And just resting and just not, it's like Sunday, my voice was totaled after the stream because I did a bunch of singing the day before, practicing my voice and getting it back up. And then Sunday I did a 3-hour fucking live stream. So.
Yeah. I don't know how you do that. You 3 hours straight, all on your own, and you keep the energy up.
That's just me, man. That's just me.
I see you do that. I'm like, I need more coffee.
It's the ADD.
Right. Blame it on the ADD. Sorry.
So James
is not very kind on voices.
Let's bring it back to World Without End.
Yes, sir.
I will be right back.
All right.
Do that.
So we're going to play a audio clip of one of his short stories here. It's about I like how long this is.
420. Yeah, I've noticed that. For the college students out there.
It was all meant to be.
It's young adult literature after all.
All right. So why don't we just get into? Do you want to say anything about this before it starts?
Absolutely. This is one is called the Arbiter of the Undead, who is essentially the most powerful undead out of all undead creatures. And I say undead creatures because there is a multitude of them. And this is actually the kind of beginning onslaughts of a very, I guess you could say, world-shifting event that slowly all the stories I'm writing are leading up to. They seem very distraught and disconnected with different characters leading the way, but every single one of them is actually bringing an element that's either going to be explored or is going to be used in the upcoming event. So this is a giant hint towards that.
All right.
Hilarious.
Well, let's get into it. I'm on the wrong
I must
tab.
say, I really dig the cover.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That's the gentleman who's speaking, who's essentially the arbiter right there. That's his artwork.
All right, so that's whose words we're hearing.
That is correct.
One more time.
That is correct. Go ahead.
Okay.
Eternal darkness, where the touch of light is forbidden, lies a desolate abyss. Within this forsaken realm of decay, where flesh dangles from lifeless trees and a multitude of savage undead creatures wander, stands a towering temple, an aberration of grotesque proportions, merging organic matter with the elements of nature. In the presence of a formidable entrance, the arbiter of the undead commands his dominion. Once a man who basked in the light, he now manifests as a beastly creature. The undead subjects paying homage to their sovereign kneel before him. From his commanding throne, he summons the chosen sons to ascend the stairs and approach him. It is in this encounter that he bestows upon them passage to the gate beyond, where they gather. Once the procession concludes, the Arbiter takes a resolute step forward and leads the way into his majestic temple. With calculated steps, he maneuvered through a row of formidable creatures, their primal instincts restrained by an unseen force, suppressing their insatiable thirst for destruction and bloodlust. The dear Arbiter, a figure both revered and feared, commanded their attention as he approached the ominous podium. There, in the dimly lit chamber, his piercing gaze met the ravenous countenances of his audience. "Beloved kin," he spoke with a voice infused with dark enchantment, "our sacred woodland thrives, its strength intertwining with the very essence of this land. As I gaze upon the expanse before our ethereal abode, I witness the fruits born of your unwavering loyalty." Before his mesmerized undead, his fist tightened, nails digging into his flesh as a crimson droplet trickled down his palm. "Dearest ones, do you recall the days when you were pursued relentlessly by a multitude? They branded you as sick, vile, monstrous. The entire world, be it man, light, darkness, or the abyss itself, united against your very existence. My offspring, the tree of the undead, shall yield abundant harvest for your wicked grasp, to shatter over the lifeless forms of humanity, indulging in their flesh and savoring their blood. Embrace your nature and recognize the formidable might of our legion within these unhallowed woods." His hands ascended towards the sky, an eerie punctuation to his unhinged tirade. "The entity veiled in light dares to defile your very essence. It dares to defy our sovereign realm of shadows." With an air of theatrical flourish, he retreated from the podium, his hands flailing in a macabre dance of derangement. "I witnessed it all. I beheld the moment when the ladder of light extended from the beyond and seared those who came before you. The darkness, its true abode, was driven back. Billions of abyssal creatures were vanquished by the radiant onslaught long before the plague of humanity was brought forth by the abomination." His fists rose defiantly towards the heavens, his gaze piercing the obsidian ceiling above. "The abomination beyond the veiling rays." A cacophony of monstrous voices erupted from the horde, devouring each syllable that escaped his decaying teeth. His infected hand extended, pointing a finger towards the front row, where an assemblage of half-beasts lurked. "Never forget their treachery, for they have forsaken you, just as the creature from above, that abomination beyond the veiled rays, has fallen silent. An age of the undead dawns upon us, my beloved ones. Through generations I beckoned you to challenge the blinding light, embracing their forms into our realm of darkness, spreading our sacred infection across the desolate plains beyond our sanctified grounds. Your unwavering obedience, my exquisite progeny, now demands its reward. The time of reckoning has arrived, as you have delivered countless souls to swell our unending legions. Man shall savor the bitterness of our wrath. We shall embark on a crusade against these monstrous deceivers, tearing away our sacred lands. We shall advance through the arid desert of anguish, unleashing torrents of blood and shattering the bones of war upon the lifeless husks of humanity. Ready your infinite legions. Execute your orders. Prepare, for this is but the beginning. The best has yet to come. In the depths of the eternal darkness, where the touch of light is forbidden, lies...
Didn't realize it would loop.
Never before has King Bob sounded so imposing.
Right, there you go. That's my narrator. I got King Bob to narrate.
Nice.
Mr. Mind Flares down the chat. He says, "This is really good. I need to get back to narration." There was a little bit happening over in Rumble. Skunks and King Bob, Lieutenant Bob over there are having a funny little exchange. Skunk's work said, "Yeah, Andy Serkis from Lord of the Rings had a special drinking solution to help his throat." And Lieutenant Bob's asked, "Elven ale?"
Dear God.
Hey, the cornier the better, all right?
All right.
So, you were getting a lot of compliments, James, on that narration.
Right? Yeah. Everything's a work in progress. I'm throwing it all at the wall, but I've always been enchanted by radio theater, and I want to definitely produce some stuff in that regard. Plus, I think it's like the second most approachable next to the written word is radio theater. Although I think it takes a slightly bit more of confidence training the ears than it does the hand. But that's just my opinion on the matter.
Well, I mean, when you're working or something, it's nice to listen to.
Exactly.
Who did the voice acting?
That is actually an interesting one. Believe it or not, that was actually an AI voice generation.
I was wondering. It sounds very convincing.
Right?
May I interject very quickly?
Sure.
King Bob! The fuck was that? That was awesome! Ow, it hurts.
Your voice okay there?
Timing was perfect.
That was fucking great!
Wow, he's
What
squeaking.
the hell are you talented motherfuckers doing around my
There's gonna be
channel?
no stream. There's gonna be no Saturday stream. He's done.
Yes,
No, I have no choice.
and you still have a Wednesday stream too. So save some voice.
Oh, well,
You're the catalyst for talent.
I know how to fake it. Trust me. You guys trust me. I have faked it for you guys more than once. Wait. I mean, wait.
You're a showman. You're a showman.
Yeah.
Your wife
Dude,
says something
the
like
jokes
that
are just
before,
going to go
Dave.
downhill from there.
I'm fine. Dude, that was awesome. That was awesome. Seriously, that sounded pro level. I'm not listening to it through like high dollar stuff. I just listen to it on my phone, but most people are going to be listening to things on phones.
That's
Dude,
what I've been aiming for.
And I had the benefit of having headphones on, and it sounded great.
Dude, that's awesome. Holy crap.
As do I, actually.
Dude, Ace Ventura.
And
I like both of them.
the background music for that, it was simple, but it just fit so perfect.
No, it did. That was amazing, dude.
I actually did score the background music myself. I purchased a bunch of loops, like $200 worth of loops and Foley music, Foley sounds. And then I'm just doing all the background stuff myself. Although if there are any IronAge music creators who want to strut their stuff and make some background music for me, I'm open to it. You have to have confidence. That's what I say. That's what I say, people. If you all work with me, have some confidence. All right.
I know some confident mother effers in the Gilded. Just reach out.
I'll reach out. Yeah, because I have another story that's already ready to go. It just needs the appropriate background music. And this one, I kind of want to add a bit more sound effects to it as well, because that's kind of what I want to lean into is closer to radio theater as I
Get
go.
some Foley artists going.
Exactly. I already looked at probably purchasing a bunch of Foley, pre-recorded Foley sounds, but they can get very pricey when you're looking at that type of I guess sound effects worthy of buying compared to like other ones. Because I've looked around, pricey is like maybe $100, $200 for some sound effects, because you can get some pretty good stuff for like $40.
I still am looking forward to the day when you can start doing magazines, physical copies.
Oh,
Yeah.
frequency.
Yeah.
You're gonna shit your pants when you see how much the Isom 2 just made.
Oh yeah.
Is it up over 600 yet?
Oh, it's well.
Well. By the way,
it's
when did it
750 over.
hang on.
Oh,
Let me bring
shit.
this up
It's
because this
almost
is
in.
going to be interesting.
Let me look.
What you drinking, Royce?
No, it's
All right.
over
Cool.
700,000.
Wow.
Now, hang on.
Oh, wow.
This is not an accurate number right now. I
Oh, you
open
haven't
this tab.
refreshed.
Oh, you
I-
tease.
I open this tab at 6:30.
No, it's
All right.
not refreshed.
Stop teasing, Daddy. Just pull it out.
7:30. So an hour and a half ago, I opened this. No, it was 6:30. 2.5 hours ago, I opened this.
Oh.
Oh,
So
nice.
where are we at on here?
Dose.
So it's at just shy of 6 right
Just
here.
under.
All right, ready for the refresh?
Touch it.
Do
Touch it. Touch
it.
that butt.
Yes.
Touch that butt. Do it.
I
Touch
just
it.
Nemo the hell out of it.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh,
Wow.
That's a jump. That's
Nice.
a big jump.
That's
Damn.
2 hours.
That's like
Or
that's
2.5,
100,000 an hour.
Dude, I figured that ISOM 2 was going to hit 1 million at least.
Oh, whoa. Yeah.
I was way under for
No,
the first
I was
one.
hitting it
It's on
about
its way.
1.5. Maybe
No,
2.
I think it could. I think it could do it. I am. Most of it's going to come in the first day. I was listening to John Della Rose the other day. He had a really good point. Having done things similar to this, obviously, this is a pre-order campaign, not a crowdfund campaign. People keep wanting to call it a crowdfund. It's not. John Della Rose had a really good point. Is that most of it's going to come on within the first 24 hours, because those are all his returning customers. After that, he may not see another bump like he did. Like Eric July saw, I think he saw 2 bumps that superseded his first day of earnings or something like that. Or his
That's
like
incredible.
it was ridiculous with his first one. But no,
Wow.
I was so far off on the first one.
They
It
have
was ridiculous.
Well,
I figured he was going to make like 500,000-600,000 just because of the enthusiasm. I don't think anybody saw him doing 3.7.
This is
Keep
pissing
in mind,
off so
his
much people
original
from Marvel.
goal was 100,000. Like,
Hey, Roy-
which means that
Wow.
Eric July looked into what he thought he could do and set his realistic goal. And he even said this: I thought I would only make 100. He's like, I thought 100,000 was a lot of money. Like, Eric said that, and he did. Nobody. That's why it sent shockwaves through the industry. That's why he's getting so much hate. It's because nobody thought he was going to be able to do 3.7 million. That's unheard of.
Have a great night, Kiko.
That dude, unheard of, doesn't even play in the same ballpark as what Eric July hit. Like, unheard of is junior leagues compared to what Eric July hit in that. And that just shows the enthusiasm around around one, his audience, and two, what he was able to, how his marketing worked. Because he marketed this for a year before he actually hit the go button on it.
Well, even Drunk 3PO's book did 100,000.
Yeah, and that's
It's pretty
becoming more
great.
regular now with a lot of campaigns. I mean, well, look at IronAge Media. He hit 25K.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like to hear, man.
Like, think about that. IronAge.media with Anvil hit 25K. That would
amazing.
have been 5 years ago. That would have been unheard of for a guy at Richard's level.
Mm-hmm.
That would maybe 500. Probably wouldn't have even funded. Now,
Wow. Yeah.
like, because I've been watching this stuff for a
Fund a
while.
Now we're
magazine,
getting
man.
dice.
I need the dice, dude.
Give me
Damn
that
it.
dice.
I wonder if
Freaking
I can hit
nerds.
Richard up and be like, "Hey, bro, can I send you like a C note for some dice?"
Well,
Remember,
actually,
Razor.
It sounds like
Razor
code
made,
for a drug deal.
Razor made 300,000, almost 350.
350,
Nice.
347,000. I put it in a video. Yeah.
But I mean,
And that
if
was
you
only
think about
30
it,
days and only technically like 3 books. He made that much money.
but like you guys are saying, Richard's book is a sampler of everybody else's. That one wasn't going to make as high. Drunk 3POs was centered around kids. That is unheard of for a kid's book to hit 100K.
Yep.
Nice.
It's not even in schools either, or libraries. Yeah.
No, it's not scholastic. It's nothing. So to hit 100K non-sponsored kids book, it is record breaking.
Yeah. I hope it doesn't suck.
Hey, yeah, right?
Well, I ordered
that
it.
would be funny if it fucking it
Right.
sucked ass.
It's missing 3 pages.
All right.
Now, AS Burner says rising tide.
All right, guys. I'm gonna bounce because
Bye-bye, sir.
I
Thanks for
have
stopping by.
practicing to do. I have guitars that I haven't played in a long time, so I have practice that I have to do and all of that because I want to put out a really, really good cover tune here in a few for everybody. And you guys may not like it. I don't care. It's a passion project of mine. That's where I'm
Cool.
at. It's like,
Well,
sometimes
that's where
you just
everything
gotta,
starts. True.
sometimes you just gotta do stuff for you, man.
And you're giving me shit for not monetizing enough.
Yeah, you should monetize that shit.
$5 a month, which you're not subscribed, Mister. I want to pay for it. You got $5?
Talk to my wife. She'll tell you.
Does
if
he
I
have
$5.
Turn James
Talk to my
Esparza into
wife. She'll
Wizards
tell
of the
you if
Coast
I
or
have
something?
$5.
I'll subscribe to you for $5. You subscribe to me. It'll be like a trade.
Good evening to Aaron Berenger.
Talk to my wife. Yeah, I don't think you understand, dude. My wife monitors every dollar we spend.
I don't understand, but I believe you.
It's honestly, you know what it was? I was going to work, I was paying all the bills, I was doing all that stuff, and it got to a point where I was like, I don't have enough time to do that. And I looked at my wife and I was like, I need your help. I need you to start paying attention to this stuff. And just
The system fell in.
a lot of years later, she's really good at it, but not going into some personal things, it terrified her.
Yeah.
When we got out on our own, she like I brought her into a world that she didn't know that she could ever have.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I'll go into more of that later on in the future.
Yeah,
but no,
see, that's what I love about you, Royce. I could ask you for $5 and you'll give me a biography. You're like 15 books packed into one, man. You should start writing.
17, good sir. Don't shortchange me.
For $5, I'll be your biography.
Please, for the love of God, no. Keep. Oh,
What-
no.
what did
no,
my
no.
show just
I'll tell
turn
you what,
into?
no. But no,
Life
guys.
stories.
I'm
It's your
sorry,
fault,
guys.
Frequency.
50
Wrangler.
different biographies.
You sent
No.
the links.
Frequency Wrangler,
Oh.
whatever people call you nowadays. I know you as the man, the fantastic
dude,
Ethan,
The dude over there.
who wrote this book right
Hey.
here.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Did you
That-
read
Yeah,
it?
you definitely got to blow that one up. Hang on.
I think everyone on the panel has a copy.
I don't yet.
Sadly,
Yeah,
me neither.
the guy that wrote this has been unbelievably kind to me, have me on his channel. And I thank you, sir. I apologize. I can't hang out for longer. Thank you for sending me the link. I've got videos that I have to upload, and I have to get back into practice on guitar. And thank you guys. And just, you guys are fucking awesome.
Actually, that's kind of cool. I was hoping you would start picking the music back up.
Yeah, it's good to hear.
yeah,
Can't wait to hear some
dexterity is-
melodies.
I don't do melodies. I'm a rhythm guy. I have always been a rhythm guy because I messed up my left arm.
He messed up his left arm in a horrible accident.
No, not in a horrible accident. In 12 minor accidents. The bone
biography?
right here used that bone that you feel right there. Yeah, that used to like to pop out about an inch or two. This
Ooh.
bone right here, that used to pop
Ow.
out to about here. And so
Damn, this
if
is
I
the longest outro ever.
all right, fine, fuck you, Billy.
biography.
That's so
Biography.
mean to him, I swear.
He's
Gave him
giving
the
us.
$5. What did you expect?
But,
He's giving us-
but I wanted to know if that elbow bone would connect to the hedge bone.
Yeah.
It does not.
So you
It does
need
What's
to
a
do
hedge bone?
No, it connects. It no. The elbow bone connects to the.
That was a sneak peek into biography number 3. I messed
You
up
guys
his
are
arm.
assholes.
Yes, but we wouldn't be assholes if we didn't like Royce.
Well,
So
We're gonna be assholes and play the Isom 2 animation trailer, which is pretty fucking dope.
Yeah, have
will
you
the
guys
music
seen
get
it
us
yet?
Flagged?
It ain't gonna get us
Would it?
flagged.
I don't think
Probably
so.
not.
It's got
already-
no copyrighted music or anything. You're fine.
Yeah, and if it got us flagged, I could just trim it out later. Or
It ain't gonna
usually
get
when
you
I see
flagged.
flag that says it's not a problem with the channel, it's just you can't be monetized for it. Well, I'm
I
not
doubt
monetized
Ripper would
anyway.
flag
So
you.
That is true. You are not monetized. You're still badass, but you're not.
demonized. Oh no.
Brazen. Don't get brazen with me.
I would actually watch
It's a
this if it
fascinating
was a
thing.
show.
We often like to think of
That
it as
might
something
become a
that just
reality. Looking at
is.
this.
It may well become it.
But too many people let the
I
past
like the
determine who they are.
the mid style between comic and cartoon.
I know, I do too.
Yeah,
I like the sense
That-
of motion.
When true greatness.
They used to
is
make
determined by
cartoons
how
like that.
one
They don't
feels
do it
in the
anymore.
present.
Yeah, this is very 90s style.
Mhm.
Which, given all the people he has working on it, makes sense.
Although I would add down the bloom and the chromatic abbreviation.
So if I'm helping you, I have one condition. Yeah. No more quitting. Time is a gift, Ison. What are you gonna do with yours?
Kick some ass.
There at the end, that was some full-on shonen badassery.
Well,
Yes, it
Classic
was.
90s cartoons right there.
so I gave the original book a 7 out of 10. But in
Mhm.
all honesty, everybody on this panel freaking met each other because the damn book. So even if I don't care for it, I'm going to get all three of them.
Now there has been some shifting opinions of it. Too bad Royce couldn't stick around for this part of the conversation, because some people have
Yeah,
said some people didn't care for it from the get go. Others,
Yeah.
still undecided. Yeah, I wanted to have this conversation with him because he was saying how Isom seems so callous that he can't like him as a character. But the way that it was brought up when he was actually kind of arguing with himself about how his priorities for his motivations are so out of whack, that's just shy of a flashing neon sign that says foreshadowing. That's going to be an issue, you know.
Like I said, like I have critiques of it, but I still massively enjoyed it. I gotta be right back.
Yeah.
Well, so this is how I look at it. It was a pilot. It was his first one. He wrote it. And what did he do? He went and hired professional writers. He brought them in. I mean, he's got the sisters working on the Ira book. Ira was only supposed to be a side character. These guys made Black Widow. Like, she was always just I can do martial arts in the corner. It wasn't until these sisters took over her project, she became the Black Widow.
Oh, wow.
So the fact he brought them in, he brought in Chuck. I mean, yes, the first one has some serious flaws, but it was an amateur. He brought in real writers, and I bet you anything they are helping him to make sure that this ends well.
See, I don't have too many problems with the story itself, but more along the lines of the delivery. I kind of got a little lost on like the time skip after the first couple pages. I couldn't quite figure out what that timeline was exactly. Some of it seemed like it was kind of jerked from one scene to another. You know, like some of these scenes were like took main plot points, shoehorned them together. Like there was supposed to be something more in between that made them flow, and it just wasn't quite there.
Honestly,
that was my issue with it.
I think they could have done without having Yaira and Alpha Core fly in there. I mean, they literally just barge in for a few pages, and maybe that was the intention.
It just screams, I want these people to say their first appearance was Isom 1. I mean, he had the big blocky letters displaying their name almost like it was a banner in and of itself. So he clearly wanted all of them to be seen and associated with the first issue of the Rippaverse. I can't imagine that not being the case, or else he wouldn't have introduced them in that way.
I'm willing to bet he took more of a story hit just for more of a marketing, giving us a hint at what was possible or what is possible in Isom. I think that might be the idea he's going for. Now, granted, there are rough edges, and I will cut him some slack just because this is his first go at it.
Oh yeah, learning curve, definitely. He did better than I ever could have.
He did
How many
better
graphic
than me,
novels do I have? None. All right. Aaron Behringer says their intro panels reminded me of the Borderlands boss names.
Yeah,
classic.
Definitely.
I don't remember last time I read a comic.
I got a few.
Now,
I've been reading some new Teen Titans.
You want to know what infuriated me as far as comics this week?
No.
Okay, then I won't tell you.
I was listening.
Oh yes, enough about Happy Fods. Oh wait, no. Happy things don't sell well on YouTube. Negative stuff does.
You got a point there. If
Go
it
on,
leads, it
Wrangler.
leads.
I'm listening.
The Punisher, what they
The
did,
Punisher.
how they finished off that character and kind of wrote him out of Marvel Comics.
Really? What did they do? Give
That's
him a
because he's
daughter and he
problematic
took out
to
the gun?
Disney's cause.
Oh, the Hand had resurrected his wife,
Oh, okay. Oh,
and
brother.
his wife turned on him and pretty much said,
Of course.
I was getting ready to tell you I was leaving you. I want a divorce, but I was killed before I could tell you that. But now that I'm
Seriously?
here, till death do us part, looks like we're already divorced. And then she let the Hand have him and toss him into an alternate
Hey, Herman.
dimension or plane where he's just kind of stuck and pretty much. Oh yeah, and she sat there and told him how he's a horrible person for what he's done over the years. This is not how you honor the memory of your family. Pretty much, they took everything about the character, shredded it.
yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Brother.
In real life, a character like that would be bad. And
They
the
essentially they didn't
he's awful.
essentially. It sounds like the writers got as close to murdering him as possible.
Yep.
They
It's
murdered
character
his
assassination.
cause.
Plain
I
and
would get
simple.
I would get angry, except for the fact they've done this so many darn times over and over. I have no more hatred to give.
The reason this one really fired me up is because the Punisher was what got me to start reading comics originally. So it's like, damn, you know? The Punisher is what got me into Marvel.
I think there's a new comic book that's along the lines of Punisher, because I think it was actually written by a guy who wrote a lot of years of Punisher.
Which one?
Let's see. I'm trying to remember what the name of it was. What was it? Citizen something.
Fear of the Hedge.
See, look, Marvel, look what you did. You've gone and pissed off the Hedge. You're in for it now.
You don't want to do it.
The Hedge and Nate, I'll be back.
But it was, that I know they were doing this all along, but then when they did that to the Punisher, and that's how they pretty much wrote him off, and it looks like they're just done with him. All this because right-leaning people like the symbol.
I think Philip said Daredevil's still okay. It's pretty good.
I don't know. I stopped reading those. Well,
Yeah. Oh, the Private American was
King
the thing I was
Bob.
thinking of.
gee, thanks, Bob.
Yep. Private American.
Yeah, I still have not finished reading. I didn't read anything this past week. It's been a crazy week.
You know,
I got a little bit of writing done, but I haven't read anything.
Who was I talking to? I critiqued a little bit of the dialogue from that. I think it was Ram. When you had one of the Mexican gangbangers.
I don't know if I got that far. I was having a little bit of issue, a little bit of info from the. This is not a spoiler or anything. Billy, you read it, right?
I have not read it, but I talked to Ram, who did read it, and he sent me some pictures of like dialogue and stuff. And the way the Mexican gangbanger talked, I was like, he sounds like white boy, you know.
Aaron Behringer says, "Don't let Razorfist hear you say the current Daredevil is pretty good."
I didn't say that. I'm saying Philip said it's the run dude who's doing it right now. He says it's pretty good. So
Well, if pretty good means they didn't do to him what they've already done to Punisher, then yeah, he's doing pretty good.
no, they made him sleep with She-Hulk.
no. I'm talking about the comic run, not the fucking Netflix show. You know they bought the rights
We
to
think
it.
we're so clever. We're
And comic book version of
satirizing
She-Hulk
their
is a worthy mate.
critics.
Oh God, we're losing fans. Here, have a scene where she's twerking on camera.
That's how you lose them quicker.
Yeah.
Because
what's that? You like
I wasn't
Deadpool?
even laughing at it. It was just
hold up, Otter?
cringe.
What's that? You like Deadpool? We're gonna make the entire finale a fourth wall break.
Without any of the snark or personality. Not really.
The only thing I liked in that last episode was when she bust out the Disney Plus homepage panel. I thought that was right on brand. Unfortunately, the rest of the story around it was just dumb.
And
she didn't act like She-Hulk once.
I didn't watch the entire thing because I got bored with it real fast. But I think it was the first episode where I actually laughed at something. And it was the moment where I guess Hulk got pissed off at her or something and punched her off the edge of the cliff. And I laughed so hard about that. That was the only thing that I laughed on, though.
How did you even make it to that part?
I laughed at the title screen.
Otter, I'm one up.
Now you can all laugh at me. I watched the whole thing.
Desperoo is how I survived She-Hulk. I just watched his reviews.
Desperoo?
Yeah, he was the only way that I watched it as well. But I tried watching through that first episode, and that's as far as I got was the training thing. And I laughed so hard at that, and I was like, "Well, that was actually pretty good. Let's see if it goes anywhere." Nope, it got worse. Okay, I'm not watching anymore.
Wow. Andrew Campbell asked, "What's all this about? Are you talking about the show in general or the topic?"
Speaking of shows, did anybody hear about the upcoming Twisted Metal show?
Yeah.
No, is this based on the video game?
Yes.
Yep.
Why are we getting a Twisted Metal show when we haven't even had a game in what?
It
has to be over a decade at this point.
It's been like the last one, I believe, released in like 2012.
Don't you know games are the new shows?
We're getting a live action show. It's either coming out later this month or next month. There's already
I hadn't even heard about this.
Yeah, it's starring Anthony Mackie as the lead. There's already a trailer out and everything for a teaser.
Yeah, it was at the Summer's Game Fest, which was.
Go ahead. Oh, I was going to say that they just released I think it's like this week they released like a sneak peek. But if I'm correct, it's some of the same guys behind Cobra Kai, so there may be hope.
Cobra Kai was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about Cobra Kai. I haven't seen it myself because I ditched
the
Netflix
first
back
4
during the
seasons. It was really good.
James,
I've enjoyed them.
James, it's not going to be good because the first thing they show us, their entire trailer has nothing to do with vehicles. It's just a really cringy him shoving the dude into the casino.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's like if they play by the Cobra Kai formula, what you're gonna have is melodrama, and then every 20 to 30 minutes they're gonna get in a car and start shooting each other. So hopefully we get that. Hopefully we get with that. But I do want to see some stuff because I think they released 2 trailers and only one of them shows shooting in a vehicle, and it's for like maybe 3 seconds. But
Well, Andrew Campbell, this show we pretty much just talk about pop culture, and we, for the most part, don't have a plan. I got a couple things I'm planning to talk about tonight, but usually we just pop in here and start yapping and whatever comes to mind. It's as unprofessional as it gets, and where was it?
Yeah, we have an otter.
I had it. There we go. Stormcrow had it. There we go. Welcome to hell. Thanks, Stormcrow. Jose Hernandez.
Yeah, Andrew, we have a pony and an otter, and a raven.
One more, we'd be furries.
How am I ignoring you, King Bob?
Oh, no.
I can't ignore a guy with a name like King Bob! I just echoed in my own headphones. Damn it.
Just think, King Bob, you have that profound an effect on this stream.
His mere presence alters the stream.
He is the king.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, but so King Bob, send me a reading of your voice, and maybe we can talk about you doing a voiceover for one of the stories there.
That's right, King Bob. Get on it.
I remember he came into a Gilded Voice chat once, and his mic volume or whatever was cranked way up. He came in, started talking, and boomed like the voice of God. I'm like, whoa!
I've been there. I've done that.
The king is here.
It's the voice of divinity.
It
It also deafens most people.
At least he will never forever be permanently a freaking child in his voice. He'll be like 60 years old with an old granny voice still sounding like a freaking 12-year-old.
So, Wrangler,
yeah,
you want to touch the topic you mentioned about before we went live?
Well,
kind of, sort of, not really, but it needs to be discussed. It's kind of funny.
Wait,
Hold
hold
up.
on, Bob.
We got breaking news.
Uh-oh.
Breaking.
There's
Oh, yeah?
something about Jewish space lasers attacking New York.
Really?
AOC's
damn
Jewish
it.
space lasers.
I cannot believe
Oh.
that was a congressional address.
Welcome to modern day.
Oh, I got
See
one
why
for
we
you.
all hang out in fictional worlds?
Next
I
thing
got one for you.
see,
So-
she's just taking off her face and it's Mel Brooks behind it.
Go ahead, Maji.
So, at the beginning of last week, I was watching. There's this really good children's choir performing at the Capitol building. They
Yeah.
were stopped for singing the national anthem.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Wow.
Yeah, this children's choir, they sounded phenomenal. They looked professional. They couldn't be more than 10 years old. The guards at this Capitol building forced them to stop singing the national anthem because it was a quote unquote protest. And he's like, they're kids.
Yeah, and they're singing, what was it, the national anthem or something?
Yeah,
Well,
it was,
Saying
that,
they
that
are
doesn't
singing
sound like
louder.
protest.
It's like, how is that a protest?
so
They
their
probably worked
senator,
really hard.
the senator actually called them and he's like, you know what? You're coming back. I'm inviting you back. You're from my state. Sing for the opening of.
Yeah.
Like he invited him back, and then the news crew was so like they showed the performance where they were stopped in the middle. The news crew's like, screw this. So they actually went to the school and let them perform live right there on TV.
Yeah.
Cool.
But that's the kind of world we live in where kids can't even sing the national anthem on TV or at this Capitol building.
Our government is ran by spaghetti code.
It's ran by lawyers.
Yeah, well, also, speaking of how crazy the world is, we're going to get into this article. Now, this article is from a website called Gamer. Emphasis on the first syllable.
Right? I'm sure they are. They're the first person that starts bitching in the COD match.
All right, so
you gotta teabag them. That's how you deal with your gamers. They probably like it.
Well, many of you probably have heard that Activision gone, done, and stepped in it. There was a discussion going on that had to do with, I think it was parents versus activists at a school about what material is being put in front of their kids. And they were trying to claim that it was anti-LGBT to like not show it or whatever. I don't get it. But anyway, what was his name? Was it Nick Merck?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he said, just keep it away from kids. That's the only issue.
Little kids.
Or that's the real issue. Meaning, nobody has a problem with any of this stuff until it's put in front of their kids, then they get pissed. Because he's now a parent himself. So, and he's saying that very sensible. Well, he got accused of making all these anti-LGBTQ posts because he said just keep it away from kids. So Activision pardon my tongue tie. Activision went and pulled his skin his
microtransaction like DLC.
Thank you. Yeah, he had his likeness put into the game where you could put that on his character. So they pulled that because they said he was homophobic or whatever when he wasn't. And well, we're going to cover that story. We're going to look at that story, but I decided to go to an article that was from the LGBT perspective just to see what they were saying about it. That way I'm not getting a biased in my own perspective view. I don't want my old point of view just told to me. I want to hear the contrast. Oh, you do. You do.
I already know what the contrast is.
You think you don't, but you do.
Here's the name of the site, Gaming. Yep.
Did Billy Bob Sack design this website?
How many unicorns had to die to make this logo?
2.
I don't think there's enough color.
Only 2.
Hold up, 2, because one of them died on Rings of Power set,
And the
Lord
other
of the
Harry Potter,
Wangs, Return of the Khan.
they bled silver.
Yeah, the other one died from that one disease.
The Rings of Power.
And then, the Bobcat got the other one, but
Wait, so there was 3 the entire time? They've been hiding this.
yeah, well, there was 2, and then we lost one, and I kind of replaced them quietly.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So it's kind of like a Lassie situation.
Yeah. Except we could never figure out when Timmy fell in the well by the way the unicorn neighed. So it didn't work out.
Well, forget when.
Anyway, Activision removes popular streamer bundles from Call of Duty over anti-LGBTQ plus rhetoric. All right. And yes, they do specify what they're calling anti-LGBTQ plus. I thought they wouldn't. I thought they'd leave it vague, but no, they just said it. And yeah, let's get into it. Activision has removed branded cosmetic bundles tied to streamer Nick Merckx Kolchev and Tim the Tatman Bedar due to the former comments about LGBTQ plus people during Pride Month and the latter's request to be removed in solidarity. The controversy started when esports commentator, broadcaster, player Chris Puckett posted a quote tweet on June 7th of footage of protesters and counter-protesters clashing at a school board meeting in Glendale, California. The subject of this meeting was whether or not the school board would officially recognize June as Pride Month. This happened 4 blocks from my Overwatch League apartment, Puckett wrote in a quote tweet. Americans are in a sad place right now. Let people love who they love and live your own life.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What exactly is an Overwatch League apartment? I know what an apartment is, but what is
that?
An Overwatch
I do not
League
know.
apartment?
I've never heard that said. I just assume that's an apartment where they rent and go play Overwatch. I'm
It's like one of those. See, what an Overwatch
Airbnb,
League,
ain't it?
With an Overwatch League apartment it's essentially when you're too poor to afford a mansion and call it a gamer's mansion. You go ahead and shove everybody in your mother's apartment and move her out somewhere else. That's an Overwatch League apartment.
I just never was a personal fan of people who make their whole livings off of just playing video games. I just never could understand that.
Well, I kind of became a fan of these guys. Well, anyway, from what I just said about the whole where Puckett he said Americans are in a sad place right now. Let people love who they love and live your own life.
Yeah,
Nick Merckx said in response, they should leave little children alone. That's the real issue. Does anybody see that as unreasonable in the slightest?
No.
Well, apparently that was the ultimate sin of his.
It's just perverts trying to take over.
Yep.
And put all their stuff. And the thing is, normies, you need to wake up. You're starting to, but you need to hurry up.
They're trying to hide their Epstein reflex.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is real or not. I really hope it isn't. But people are trying to add the letter P to the LGBT plus.
They have tried that, and it got pushed back, but that doesn't mean they're going to stop trying.
Maji, they've tried that multiple times. This isn't the first time. And of course, they changed the P word to M.
Yep. That as well.
Well, things are actually looking kind of good as far as culturally speaking, because after that happened, I'm going to skip ahead here. I'll put the link to this article in the chat. That way, if anyone wants to get every bit they can.
Also, stop buying Activision games. Fucking hurt their pockets.
Yes.
They just endorsed doing sexual or allowing people to cancel someone over such a simple thing as saying leave kids out of it.
Yes,
Yeah.
They should leave little kids alone. That's the real issue. This is what they're saying is the anti-LGBTQ plus comment.
Yep.
No, that's not. All right. Because every time they go and say that means they're trying to conflate this kind of bad behavior with LGBTQ people. And that is not. Stop using these folks as human social political shields. But I've known trans people, what they want to do? They just want to live their own life and be left alone like everybody else. They don't want these parades out there. They don't want their preferences being advertised like it's some celebratory thing for the public. Straight people don't even do that. Nobody does that. That's stuff you keep out of the public. And they're out there pushing it. And that's all they're doing is so when they start doing their bad behavior, they could just claim LGBTQ protection. It's like, oh, if you say that, then you hate you're anti-homophobic or whatever. And it's ruining the reputation of regular LGBTQ people, and it's got to stop. They got to stop being used as human shields.
Yeah.
Think of how ridiculous it's gotten. We have a whole month dedicated to the gays, but we only got 2 days dedicated to our armed forces.
Yeah, indoctrination to the new state religion is not doesn't really have anything to do with the individual people.
I always like to think back on the South Park episode where everybody in South Park goes gay.
Oh yeah,
the crab people and everything.
Wasn't that to get the future people to disappear?
Crab.
Yeah, but wouldn't Mr. Pooh be the most comfortable with it?
No, he's getting kicked out of all his old homes. Too.
One of the big themes of that episode is how a lot of actually gay people are just hating. They really do not like these imitators who are just there to make themselves look fashionable. That's really what it's about.
Aaron Behringer says it's more than a month. Someone broke it down. All the officially recognized days is something like 1/3 of the year.
Good grief.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I would actually have to see the numbers before I go around making that claim.
It is part of it's the new state religion, though. And if you don't believe me, just look at the White House over the weekend, where they had the pride flag taking precedent over the U.S. flag.
Yeah, I could not believe that. I shouldn't be shocked, but I still was. I was like, that.
Wait, hold on. Were they flying a flag above the United States flag on federal property?
Yes.
If you're talking about, was there another flag up on top of the building somewhere? I would probably say yes.
So it was over the banner?
Yeah.
Like the second floor banner railing or whatever.
Okay.
And they hung the pride flag in the middle and then put the two USA flags to either side, showing respect to the one in the middle.
Here's the funny thing. Didn't all the companies drop their Pride Month logos?
Some did.
I know Microsoft did. I'm trying to remember who else. There was companies that were up for 4 days, then they dropped that shit.
Well, it has nothing to do with that. We're talking. I mean, it kind of does, but Activision itself is a very corrupt company. What was it? 2 years ago, Activision was in the news for all the sexual assaults on female employees. That one actually committed suicide.
Yeah. Okay.
And now they're telling people how to be morally behaving.
Yeah. And
so that was Blizzard on Activision. They were getting accused with that. Of course, Activision as well. And I think there was reports that BioWare was also having that problem, which is an EA company now.
But Activision Blizzard are sister companies that are under the same banner.
Yeah, I know. No, Activision's a parent company, not a sister company.
Their streamer problem tripled real quick. Because coming back to the article. In solidarity with Nick Merckx, fellow streamer Tim the Tatman requested that his bundle be removed from the Call of Duty stores as well. Yeah, Nick Merckx has been my friend for years. We went into getting our COD operators together. It feels wrong for me to have mine and him no longer have his. In support of my friend, please remove the Tim the Tatman bundle, he wrote. And
okay.
They did.
I'm going to criticize him a bit. He didn't endorse what his friend said.
No, he didn't. But the fact that he's obviously throwing away something lucrative to stand beside him is a good sign.
Yeah, but he still didn't actually stand beside him with what he said.
Yeah, he didn't come out and say those words specifically, but
I mean, let's not look for.
I don't think we want to pick him apart because he didn't say certain words yet.
No,
I
but
would
I'm gonna
say this
criticize him
is,
for it.
I mean, go ahead and criticize them, but let's be careful not to look for purity like the other side does. They look for
Yeah.
lockstep and match, and you have to be correct in every way, kind of ordeal. And let's face it, us as humans, we're gonna mess up or not continuously put the appropriate long enough what do they call warning labels in front of everything on either side. So I think the very fact that he's saying, "Hey, this is my friend. I'm choosing him above you," is the exact opposite that we see from everybody.
It shows
If anything,
principle.
Yeah.
Well,
it
not
shows
only that, but
principle.
he's pretty
Hey.
much said, "Counsel me." From a gamer's
Yeah.
perspective, I
Yeah.
mean, he hit the ultimate goal. He had a skin in a top class
Excuse me for a
video
moment.
game, and he told him to take it.
Yep.
He
Yeah, he
pretty
told him to
much
take
canceled
it.
himself.
Not really.
And then I love the fact that Dr. Disrespect and several other streamers have been going bonkers on this as well.
Yeah, because it could be any of them. That's why it could be any one of those big old streamers that gets apprehended by a corporation, and a few of them have in the past where they got just got destroyed by corporations, or got the shaft by them. Like I know Dr. Disrespect has.
Yeah, and one of the things that I think is Maji Chan said something about it earlier in Gilded, was that Activision probably isn't really too worried about this because in the past they've been boycotted and it really didn't turn into anything. But this time around, they've got a number of streamers pushing this and like really crapping on stuff.
And I think
Yeah.
Dr. Disrespect summed it all best. His quote right here. And I quote, oh, wait. I was going to read it, then I got lost. Oh, there, look, Wrangler's so kind to me. Don't be mistaken. This year's Call of Duty is the worst in its franchise. But that decision by COD's PR marketing team, I'll tell you right now, that's a tough one. That's a tough one to digest. They need to publicly apologize to him or reinstate his bundle for me to consider playing Call of Duty again.
I don't think they'd ever apologize to a straight man.
No, but he did it. Howley gave that line. There was no rage. There was no freaking out for the clickbait. It was him being completely honest. And for somebody who lately hasn't had the greatest track record on the internet, I think they should tell people how severe the situation's getting right now in our country, in our culture. Forget the country, the culture, the world culture, whatever you want to call it. You're still muted.
Oh my God, it's Boomer Frequency.
He's returned.
He's imitating his inner Gary.
It would be so hilarious just to see a parody of how gung-ho they go about their gayness. If he just did it about like straightness. Like, oh, I'm so I feel so straight today. My clothes are so straight. I go around and look at my beautiful straight face in the mirror.
Well, it used to be skits on like SNL and shit.
Yeah.
Comedy got killed by the cancel culture.
Yeah. The comedy got apprehended because, if you look into the comedy scene, I hate to say it, but it's an industry in itself. And like all industries, it's show business up front and backstabbing behind the scenes with plenty of cowardice people who just want to come up and screw the rest of everybody else. You see that a lot in stand-up comedy, and I think it just bled into the rest of it because I think comedy was one of the first to honestly sell out.
Well, even Gabriel Iglesias, if you watch his Netflix, it's boring. There is nothing funny about his stadium Netflix thing until the alarm goes off on stage and he walks over and picks up the giant clock and says, I am no longer contractually obligated to do this. So if you're going to get offended, leave now because I am off the clock.
Really?
Like he says that in the middle of his performance.
Yep.
And
I gotta go watch it now.
Sudden, it switches and he is funny as hell.
Breaking news. Eric July just announced more animation. I was right. Cue the Razor Fist meme.
Woo!
Thank you, Royce.
I wouldn't doubt it if we within the next 10 years we get a ISOM cartoon.
I'm hoping for
it
that.
looked cool.
Is it time for all of us to flip up our middle fingers and spin in our chairs?
I'll just do the thumbs up and spin. Okay.
Oh, way to put Otter down, Maji. Way to put him down. He's trying to get you hyped.
I am hyped. That is me being hyped. Why would I throw out negative energy in a happy moment?
You made this otter sad.
That sounded like something completely different in my head, by the way.
Otter, I had a very important question. Are you a river otter or a sea otter?
I'm a river otter. Those sea
you're
otters are
British.
not like us.
Hey,
Well,
whatever.
no.
The sea otters are wusses.
Yeah,
They
they
don't got any sea otters in the EU.
Are you kidding me? Sea otters are not only beautiful, but they gotta freaking survive between seals and orcas, man. They're badass.
Yeah.
Hey,
The river otters will gang up on them and pick them apart quick.
Hey, Otter, remember when we found out that there actually is like river oysters and shit and sea oysters?
Yeah, that's right.
Water, it's dope.
Water
Next
is
thing
wonderful.
you're gonna tell me there's
Water,
river sharks.
It's dope.
Clams are great too.
Well, unless only good if they're washed.
Seaward otters?
This otter ain't going seaward. He's staying in the river where he belongs.
Yeah. You need a dope ass American otter to go to sea.
Make some chowder.
Well, this otter doesn't have any dope in him. So
somebody mentioned clam chowder, and I'm in New England. You did now I'm hungry.
Clam
chowder. Good clam chowder, man.
Yeah.
One time I went to a restaurant.
Smash him against my belly. Get some clam chowder.
With a rock.
One time I went to a restaurant and I saw chowder on the menu. I'm like, oh, awesome. That sounds great. And they brought me this red runny bowl of, I don't know what it was. I'm like, what the hell is that? And they said, it's clam chowder. I said, no, the fuck it ain't.
Where were you at?
I tried to eat it too, and it was.
Hold up, where were you
nasty.
at? Where were you at?
I don't remember. All I remember is it was not chowder, but they kept claiming it was.
Hold up, Otter. I mean, not Otter. Fuck. Frequency. Are you sure you weren't in a place that actually doesn't really get fresh stuff to make it?
No, I was still along the seaboard here, so
oh wow.
I was out of state, but I think
sounds like Manhattan chowder.
Maybe
probably was, and it shouldn't exist.
What's Manhattan chowder?
Manhattan chowder's got the
and
stuff
tomato
of
juice or something.
Clam chowder, but it's actually a red.
Hold up,
Maji.
You got to say it in a Brooklyn accent.
I cannot.
Was it made in New York City?
It's made in Manhattan. Fetch. That was not it.
Not New York City.
Now I need to look into the history of this chowder and find out why it exists, just to edify my curious mind.
It's
already
probably brought over by the poor factory workers that were migrants.
So the Irish.
More than likely.
No, that
or
would
the
have been
Scots.
potato.
Listen here, watch your tone, boy.
Potato chowder.
There are two kinds of chowder: New England chowder and a kind that originates in Russia.
Yeah. So
well, I'm in New England, so it better be white, thick, creamy, and have a lot of clams.
Yeah.
A little bit of the potato, but you gotta melt sticks of butter right into it.
I've never been a fan of chowder.
Hold up. So Russian chowder is, in Russia, chowder clams you.
It is made in Manhattan in that Applejack voice again.
Aaron Behringer says,
"Maji,
say
it's made in Manhattan."
Now, Herman knows how to pronounce it properly.
Chowder.
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 I think that's from an episode of The Simpsons. Chowder.
Andrew Campbell, thanks for stopping in, and you have a great night. We'll see you next time.
I got a question for y'all. What cover did y'all get for Isom 2?
Oh, I haven't ordered mine yet.
I got covers 1 and 2.
I don't remember how to read.
Are you talking about the new ones or the old ones?
The new one.
Yeah, I ordered.
I like cover A, but
I got
like
A and B.
I can't order it for a while.
Cover B, like I wasn't surprised that it was EVS when I saw it.
So were you? Did you like that sugar cube? Aaron, I can't do it.
The what?
Sugar cube. That's what Applejack would say.
Who the fuck is Applejack?
A pony.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
we've reached that part of the stream.
The bronies part of the stream.
No. I'm the pony.
Were you bringing up My Little Pony fucking lore on this channel?
Yeah, might as well.
We're gonna be here all day.
I want to see My Little Pony versus the Care Bears.
How much do you actually know about My Little Pony? Like, is it?
With the original Gen 1 and then the Gen 4, the new ones suck.
Hold up.
So fair amount. So tell us, what's so appealing about My Little Pony?
I don't know. I just like the music.
Wait. Since Maji's a woman, allegedly. What would we call her? She wouldn't be a brony. She wouldn't be a brony. So what would she be called?
I have no idea.
I don't know. She's from Kansas, though, so something to do with Kansas.
Kansas?
Yeah.
She's from Kansas. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
she's from Kansas and works at Foot Locker.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, he's giving you a backstory now.
I thought you were here for just a little bit because you're really a super spy and you have to go back to your country of origin because your mission's almost done.
Sri Lanka.
Trying to figure out the true American way.
What is the true American way? Because I don't see anything American about what's going on in the industry right now.
Burgers, fries, beer, backyard.
So I looked up female brony and nothing good came up.
Oh, that reminds me of one of my
Why would you do
RPG
that?
one-shot experiences. That was a fun time.
You have forever soiled your computer. Why'd you do that?
You talk about a My Little Pony one-shot. That is the weirdest fucking role-playing game you're ever gonna play.
Just saying those words doesn't sound right.
Wait, Otter, why did you do a one-shot in My Little Pony universe? That's
because we played Demon Ponies.
That doesn't make it better.
Well, I played it like a drug addict, so it made
Did
it better.
tieflings ride these demon ponies into battle?
No, you're supposed to feed off their happiness, but my character was on severe withdrawal the entire time. So
sounds like a Demented Monsters, Inc.
The session went on.
There is literally a 2-comic series that was originally made for Comic-Con, and it's a crossover between My Little Pony and Transformers. It was freaking weirdest thing I have ever seen.
Sounds amazing.
Oh no, it was traumatizing. Because you got friggin' Starscream holding a little pony, and you're like, what the heck?
Oh my god! You know what Microsoft needs to do with Nintendo? You know the Doom Eternal and the My Little was it My Crossing, Animal Crossing? What's it called?
Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah, where they do when people were making the fan animations and shit of both of them.
Huh.
What?
Yeah, that was a whole thing in 2020.
Yeah, they took Doom Eternal and made one of the creatures from fucking
Ponycorn?
What is it called? The game again? Here, Animal Crossing?
Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm pretty sure that's the name.
Yeah, and they basically like made fan animations and stuff of them.
Because
like
they
Doom.
came out right around the same time. That was right when the pandemic hit. So everyone was playing those two games right in conjunction.
Yeah. And they were funny as shit.
If it makes you guys feel any better, in the Shalar story, there is not a talking horse.
That's pretty gay.
There is a talking otter, but not a talking
tons
horse.
Of otters.
We need donkey representation in this.
In the Shellar universe, horse equestrian beings cannot speak. That's a no-no.
Which Shellar universe?
Mine.
All of them.
At least Maji's. That's a no-no. It's a rule.
I didn't have any talk in mine either, but actually there were no horses.
I have one horse in mine so far, but it's a big Clydesdale.
Hold up, Frequency. You gotta have a horse in your
Donkey!
Okay?
It's a talking.
Oh, I donkey.
Well,
Frequency. It could be his partner.
It takes place in July of 2000 in Los Angeles. There aren't a lot of horses.
Oh my gosh, you
around
guys
there.
are gonna
Hold up. No.
I'm not saying there aren't any horses there. I'm just saying where they were, there weren't any horses, and they weren't part of the story.
You guys are gonna laugh at this.
Frequency. What? His partner could be a horse.
Do they do that in LA? I thought that was a New York thing.
No, in New York they do donkeys.
So I dropped a super chat. It wasn't anything big. It was only like a $2 super chat and drunk 3POs, right?
Yeah.
And it was just something simple like "You're awesome," and then drunk 3PO saw my name and he's like, "Yay! I got a You're awesome from a Mr. Chad," and then he blew up my picture. He's like, "Are you a brony?"
I must have disappeared after that happened. I don't remember.
And then I had to send him another one because he's like, "Mr. Chan, I mean, it's okay if you're a brony." I mean, like, it was so awkward for him. I had to send him another one.
It's not okay if you're a brony.
Like, no, not a brony, just a chick. Because
I'll say it like it is for the rest of the world.
Hold up,
Not
Maji.
okay to be a brony.
Allegedly.
There's no allegedly about it. I am a chick.
I don't know. There are surgeries.
Yeah, well, did you hear who the newest woman is?
Oh, jeez.
What is a chick?
Andrew Tate has declared himself a woman.
Oh,
and his
nice.
pronouns are she and her.
Woo,
I had to
good for
put
her.
chick because I didn't have enough letters to put woman without making it a $5 chat instead of a $2, and I wasn't going to pay that.
So you're like I said, allegedly.
There is no allegedly, dude.
Well, first there was the documentary "What Is a Woman" by Matt Walsh.
Yeah.
Now get ready for the follow-up "Who Is a Woman" by Abbott Costello.
Do I need to take a karyotype test to show you?
I don't even know what it is, but you do.
A karyotype test is your chromosome test. No matter how much surgery or hormones that you do, you can never change your karyotype test until we learn how to manipulate the chromosomes themselves.
And since you bringing that up makes me really suspicious of you now being an alien.
Or unless a prominent leftist.
That's actually kind of believable.
That's right. Even Frequency says it's believable.
Hey, it's Herman P. Wizard.
Excuse me. That's a racist term nowadays.
Well, I'm a racist. So
We're Grim X, okay? Grim X.
Wizard Gremlins are hermaphrodites because they self-produce.
I need to get the definition of racist mug.
They're actually aquadites because you need to put water on them to reproduce.
That's true.
Now, what is
Wait
it called?
Wait a second. I hear Klingons are sexless.
That is not true.
You hear it. I don't know.
Hold up. I mean, technically now canon, well, it's not really
know.
canon. We don't consider it canon, but they have 2 dicks.
Oh, brother.
That cannot be canon because that is so stupid.
I know, but you know that's what they did in Kirksman Track.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
They made the Klingons. They canonized that the Klingons have 2 penises.
Why?
I don't know.
What?
Yeah, it's like, why do we really need to know that outside of, humor?
For future fan fiction.
But that wasn't the case. They made it up for a joke and made it canon for.
Yeah, they also ruined the Klingons anyways. They redesigned them for no reason.
Sounds like going the J.K. Rowling route.
No, the only what are they saying? Klingons are sharks?
Sharks have 2 dicks?
Claspers, look them up.
I think maybe part of the
deal was... Why are you looking at shark dicks, okay?
Dude,
and why don't you have a biologist YouTube channel with your pony avatar? You'd make a killing.
Very, very quickly, I have to read this. It's from DC Films about 4 days ago. Basically talking about trying to promote The Flash. And the problem when your main actor is, well, he's Ezra Miller, and I don't need to say anymore. So, and I quote, with the titular star's absence, the studio has invited celebrities, including Stephen King, Jaden Smith, and Tom Cruise to early screenings to somehow promote the film, creating buzz online.
A bunch of people who aren't even in it.
Stephen King.
I don't know. I think they're more rumors than anything else, but they're that desperate. They can't promote the film with their leading star. He can't go out and talk about it
because he's a psychopath.
He is a psychopath.
I mean,
He's
see,
criminally
here's the
It's like,
thing. You know that
come
whole
out of your
thing
padded
where
room.
Klingons have two dicks? Stephen King is the
Whoa.
opposite of that.
They have none.
Ouch.
They have negative two.
Stephen King has that
Who's done
one
it, not
part
me?
hit. We don't like to talk about it.
I'm trying to understand what King Bob said.
Who the fuck is eating chips?
Oh, they're doing the
That's the Abbott and Costello routine.
Costello, yeah.
The greatest comedy segment of all time.
Who's on first? No, who's on second? What's on first? That whole thing.
Yeah.
I probably got it wrong. Sorry, but
Play of words.
Yeah, who's on first? What's on second? I don't know's on third. And when the first baseman goes to pick up his check, who picks it up?
I pick up the check.
No, who picks it up?
Me.
No, who?
Oh, this is already happening? Holy crap, that didn't take long.
I don't know. I'm so confused of what the fuck we're now talking about.
All I know is make your money.
Billy, just answer us. Who's on first?
Who?
Correct. Actually, no. Who's on second? What's on first?
Actually, it's not who. It's his cousin Chad. Chad's on first.
Why does this remind me of Spaceballs? They're on the ship.
What am I looking at? When does this happen in the movie? Now, you're looking at now, sir. Everything that's happening now is happening now. What happened then? We passed it. When? Just now. We're at now. We'll go back to then. When? Now. I can't. Why? We missed it. When? Just now. When will that be now? Soon.
No one dares jam my radar.
We're combing the desert as we speak.
Remember,
Found
Yaddle,
anything yet?
Shit.
We haven't found shit.
remember
I like
Yaddle,
Michael
little
Wisdom.
thing.
You know, Yogurt was right, though. It's about merchandising.
Merchandising.
And marketing.
And the kids will love the flamethrower. That is true.
And wokesters suck at photos.
Move
Liquid
to
Schwartz.
ludicrous speed.
It's all
Think
about
on
the
the plaid.
Schwartz.
My
we've
Schwartz
been
is
jammed.
Shit,
No
I really
man's
want our
only
Schwartz
one
gets
man
jammed.
dares jam my radar. Lone Star. Wonk.
I see your Schwartz is as big as mine.
Scotty
What
beat
do
me
you
up
know how
twice
to
yesterday.
use
It was
it?
wonderful.
So this is going to be the rest of the stream, folks. We're just going to
Pretty
quote
much.
Spaceballs.
Well,
This is great.
we can talk about Garth
Yeah.
Brooks.
Oh, yeah.
Let's be honest. No one's talked about Garth Brooks in years. We
No.
don't need to
Garth
bring that
who?
up. Exactly.
Hold up.
Travis Tritt is better.
Wasn't he
But
cheating
I'm
on
just-
his wife? Wasn't
I
he
think he had
openly
a
talking
song,
about
like-
cheating on his wife and shit?
Yeah.
I think he had a song in like the 90s or something.
With Faith Hill.
Oh, in the '90s, his name was a big deal. I mean, he had all sorts of tunes. I love his music, but he's doing something that's got pretty much a lot of his fan base scratching their heads, going, "What the hell?" Because apparently he does not realize who his audience is, but a lot of them tend to lean toward the right. So when he comes out in support of Bud Light, it pisses them off.
I have wonder Bud Light paid him off.
I disagree with that. I don't think his fan base is to the right anymore. I think that he already knows that his fan base is like the sort of like the elite types that number one don't even drink Bud Light. So this is a pointless endeavor. It's stupid. And
Well,
he's
he
virtue-
opened a bar and he said, "I'll be serving all alcohol, all beers at my bar, including Bud Light. And if people have a problem with that and they want to be an asshole, they can go." And I think he pointed out Kid Rock's bar or something like that.
Yeah, I can be an a-hole anywhere else.
Yeah, but
As a matter of fact, that was today.
he's a country singer.
Was.
Yeah.
But I mean the country fan base typically tends to have more conservative views of things. So this is not going to help his record sales.
let's get it straight. You have the country fan base, which is what they currently market to today with their country rap bullcrap, and then you have actual people who enjoy country music.
Yep.
Yeah.
King Bob says Chris Gaines was vastly superior to Garth Brooks.
King Bob.
Wait, Herman.
How
Weren't you
did he
supposed to be
get to here,
selling
though?
something?
Huh?
Aren't you supposed to be selling something?
My soul. I mean, my book.
Yeah, I mean it goes hand in hand.
Yes, buy my book. Okay, go on.
What's the book called?
It's called The Wizard's Stone.
What's it about?
It's
Wizards
about
who are stoned.
Wizard's Stone.
Wait, I thought it was
about
them.
hedges.
You know them.
It's about
them,
Trippy.
Really?
Them 10 Commandments. I thought it was that.
I thought it was about an
No.
epic journey where a novice wizard must face trials and errors across a dangerous
I got it,
landscape
King
for the
Bob.
sake of the rules that are placed upon him by his master, testing both his courage and all that he has ever known in this treacherous place.
That's weird.
Although
My
I've
memory
only read it
says
once,
would
so
say
I could
yes.
be wrong.
Yeah, I don't think anybody got your joke, King Bob.
Wait, what was
I
his
got
joke?
it. Hold
didn't
on, I'm
get it.
pulling it back up. There we go.
Chris Gaines is vastly superior to Garth.
Gaines, like is in Gaines.
Chris Gaines. It was when Garth Brooks wrote a rock album. He did it. It was supposed to be for a storyline and a character he was going to play in a movie called Chris Gaines. So he did an album under the name of Chris Gaines that was supposed to be for the movie. Did the movie ever end up happening?
I guess not.
I don't think it did.
Was his pure
But-
country one.
Yeah, it was just a rock album. It wasn't a country one, but instead of doing it under his own name, Garth Brooks, he did it under the character name Chris Gaines.
I knew about the Gaines and Brooks connection, but I gotta be honest, I'm not much of a Garth Brooks fan, so I really don't know more details.
Hey, you know how many Chris? I've bought as many Chris Gaines albums as I have Garth Brooks albums.
I've gotten Garth Brooks albums. Late '90s, early 2000s. I was a big fan of his music.
All the country singers I listened to are dead.
Yeah,
I feel that.
I mean, Dolly Parton's still alive.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think I've
I-
listened to more Dolly Parton than I have Brooks.
I bought a Dixie Chicks album, and then they went and basically spit on their own fan base. So, you know, that hit the
It's on
garbage
it.
real quick, and I never really went back.
I met Ricky Skaggs a few years back.
Cool.
Ooh.
I actually went to a Lone Star concert live, and Kenny Chesney was the opener before he became the Kenny Chesney.
I liked him before he became the Kenny Chesney because I don't know, he got bigger and his music style changed, and it just became all ballads. And I'm like, if I wanted that, I'd listen to Mark Wills and Ty Herndon. But it seemed like the station in my area just put those three on loop. Oh yeah, Keith Urban too. Keith Urban could bounce back and forth between something upbeat and more ballads. But it was something about mid 2000s. It was just nonstop ballads on the country station. I'm like, this sucks. I'm going back to classic rock.
What did somebody once say? Oh yeah, it was Tom Petty who said, modern day country sounds like bad 80s rock with a fiddle.
Yep. I actually do. I remember I don't like country music at all, any form, but I do remember the old stuff and the newer stuff. And you know what? If somebody put a gun to my head, I'd be listening to something out of the some country out of the
Time for some Charlie Daniels then.
Yeah, before I'd ever listen to anything,
Roy
anything
Rogers.
that's coming
Or
out
some
nowadays.
Chris Ledoux.
I'm pretty much just a Johnny Cash fan when it comes to country, to be honest.
Well, Johnny Cash just kind of transcends genres. He's Johnny Cash.
True.
It's kind of like Elvis. Johnny Cash and Elvis kind of go hand in hand, where you're like, I have no idea what genre to put them in.
What was the
kinda do
group
whatever.
that Roy Rogers
Shania
put together?
Twain like to be a crossover queen.
Does that mean we'll also get a Bubba Hotep style movie just with Johnny Cash?
Ah, that's hilarious. I think you're muted there, Rita.
I know.
Okay, he knows.
The Iron Age historian.
The muted one historian.
He is the muted one.
So has anybody done anything close to like a smart home or anything like that?
No,
I
I do not want to.
I was kind of messing around with some stuff, and like I've got a couple like electric sockets. Since I moved into the house, I haven't dug them back out yet because I've been busy with other things. But I got some things. Just part of it was to kind of trace, how much energy usage different things were using, other stuff. I thought I might mess around with some things. Well, Amazon shut down somebody's smart home for about a week because the delivery driver reported a racism, and the guy like went back through. He's got not the Ring door camera thing, but he's got a different one that's sort of similar, and he like went back through the video feed and he looked at the timestamp and he was like, it's impossible because nobody was even home at the time. So the only thing that it could have been was the door camera saying something like, "Can I help you?" or something like that. And so the driver must have misheard it or something. He sent all the video that he had off to Amazon and hey, could you please rectify this? What's going on? Because he was like, everything was off. He couldn't get anything turned back on, and for a whole week.
I think Amazon lost a customer.
Amazon
too lefty.
Shouldn't have that kind of power.
Oh, they're extremely powerful.
Yeah, I think what they did was they logged out his what is the Amazon voice thing. I think he had a couple of those, and they just closed out his account or whatever, which prevented
Alexa.
Alexa, and
Yeah.
that just prevented everything from working.
Yeah, don't connect all your shit to one of these devices, man. It's a good way to destroy your life.
I was looking at like I've got some stuff that's set up off of that just because you have to do one or the other or something to get it to do stuff. But what I was actually looking at doing was setting up like a Raspberry Pi with an open source project and doing some stuff that way. And then that way that would just run internal on my own network rather than having to go out to the internet to do anything.
Nice.
But haven't gotten that far yet.
I don't even. I have a Kindle for reading. I did not. I never even activated the Alexa in that. It's like, no. I see. Do you want to turn on the voice thing? I was like, no.
Yeah, I mean everything's trying to do that just so they could slowly apprehend your entire life and hold your social life hostage for you.
My TV spies on me.
Yeah, how many times have they just randomly recorded and sent and emailed it to somebody else that they know?
Yeah,
exactly.
And a lot of it was just kind of inconvenient, but some of that can turn into big time problems.
Yeah, I mean it happened with Tesla. Some of their footage got leaked, and their engineers are sending it about. I know that you have these little Alexas, they basically are just handing those out left and right, and all they are is an internet connection with a microphone. That's all they really are. And then Ring doorbells are perfect for Amazon drivers because they each act as their own little internet hub for people driving around, and they just report everything they collect back to Amazon, as well as actually track devices within their range.
That's the thing is that I have like generation 1 or 2 of the Alexa, and so I got notified that they were doing the Internet of Things or whatever. They were basically turning it around and like using your internet for whatever they wanted to in the neighborhood and stuff. And I said, I need to figure out how to turn that off. And and I looked it up, and mine is old enough that it doesn't have the ability to even allow that. So
yeah, I mean, I even picked up this new TV the other day. It was like this Amazon Fire TV just because it was on sale and I needed one real quick. And the first thing it does is ask me to connect to the damn internet. So naturally, the only thing connected to the internet is my computer, and I'm solely using the TV for HDMI purposes.
Good.
Well, I mean, there's been times. Okay, so I was like, okay, I dislocated my ribs in an accident. I was on the phone with somebody, and then for 3 months straight, had nothing but freaking injury lawyers pop up on all my advertisements. So you're not listening.
Oh, brother.
Oh, they
King
don't
Bob,
need
that's a
the
good
rest.
point. Those vacuums, they pretty much mapped out everybody's floor plans.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
I've got a
TV
pretty dumb
spies
one.
on me because whatever the audio it plays on, it'll recommend fucking movies on different sites and shit when I'm watching shit.
Yeah, don't connect your TVs to the internet, people.
Yeah, I when I went and replaced my television when it died, the one that's up there now, I was looking for a dumb TV, but all they had left were smart TVs. So I got
You can't get dumb anymore.
yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
you
a smart TV, but it plays my Nintendo Switch. That's about it. I mean,
all of our TVs are just regular TVs. We use Roku.
Yeah,
Easy.
I have a Roku TV.
yeah, mine is TCL or something like that. My old TV died, and then that thing's like a 60 something inch, but it was on sale for just a couple $100, and it just I wasn't even going to bother getting a TV, and then my dad showed up, said, "Hey, look at this sale they got going on." I'm like, "Mine." So now I get this obscenely big TV on the wall, and I rarely ever turn it on.
I mean, HDMI plugged into a Raspberry Pi or just even a normal computer, you can put whatever you want on it. And it's like, I'm about to that point because, like, other than YouTube, where I want to watch stuff, it is really hard to pull up the web browser on the TV and do anything in that browser. Whereas if I got a computer, I can just type that address into the URL and boom, there I'm there. Because like I want to watch stuff on Rumble or on Odyssey or something like that. There's not an app for that.
Yeah, there is. All I got for apps for is YouTube. You're right. No Rumble up there. And I understand why. It's bit by bit, little by little, Rumble's building up.
I can't even
But
find.
they're
I
still
can't
going to
even.
be shunned by some of the more established places.
Yeah.
I can't even find the YouTube app on my fucking computer when I try looking it up.
You know, my Kindle would not accept the Gilded app.
Really?
I had no idea. Is that really?
Oh, probably because
Bob?
it's not an approved site.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the reason why I get Android.
Yeah, that's what it says. It fires up. It says Android TV. But
Oh,
everything's
yeah,
so
Aldros.
connected that yeah, it's just destroying privacy.
Here's a question though: do
Yeah.
androids dream of electric sheep?
Yes.
They do. And digital refrigerators.
And smart homes too?
Yes.
No, just the digital refrigerator.
You know what we
Oh,
need
I
to
Ready for
do,
the
Otter?
brownout.
Otter, you know what we need to do?
What's
Me
that?
and you, we do a video review of the movie and the book and go through it.
Oh, that would be great. I would totally be up for that.
Yeah, let's do that.
What's all the talk about alcohol in chat? How did that come up?
Someone drank Bud Light on the stream, and it
Oh
wasn't
my
me.
God.
I think it's time for me to leave now.
Yep, me too. I think
Actually, this is a great way to
Then
part.
that's a great, yeah. What
run away
Roger
to
said.
Bud Light and Hermits.
Bud Light makes the frogs gay. Just saying.
Yeah. Well, you would understand what a gay frog looks like because, I mean, look at you. You got that style down.
Oh
You
boy.
have practiced.
That's right. Look what happens when Dylan Mulvaney's makeup team can do for you.
Lum, is that you?
Well,
No one
Lady
else got
Gremlin,
that. No one else
how
got
would you
that,
like
Otter.
to?
I'm
How
not
would you like to
doing
handle
that.
the wrap
I'm
ups?
behaving.
Chill.
Huh?
Yeah, you Herman, chill, you fuck.
Oh yeah. Buy the Wizard Stone, and when you do, leave a review on Amazon.
That's right, and you get a free Bud Light with each review.
I didn't say that.
Oh yeah, that's where the alcohol start. Thank you, Aaron. That's where the alcohol conversation started.
I never said that.
Sorry, I got your Remnant in the tomb. Your Sorcerer's Stone's gonna have to wait.
Yeah, I keep procrastinating on that book, and I gotta get on it.
Yeah, it's in my list.
Hurry and end the stream so I can go wash out my eyes. You know, be careful, or else Billy Bob's going to come in here next week with his avatar being Mimi from the Drew Carey Show.
Oh, thank you for letting me know.
Oh,
No. I'll come in with the Adam Sandler from that Jack and Jill shitty-ass movie.
We don't talk about that movie.
I think that movie was officially canceled.
Oh, wow.
It was officially canceled. Oh, someone finally went after it? The scam?
I don't know.
Allegedly.
I'm being a smartass.
Burn every tape.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was in the movie with Al Pacino.
He was
If I
just
had the
there.
time and a hammer.
Hooah!
All that comes to mind is Family Guy, where they're slowly shooting the bird is the word records in the backyard.
Oh no! Oh, Maji, they Family Guy. I think they had got the rights to like the one musician's songs. So like they had like 2 or 3 episodes where it's just him playing the song.
Conway Twitty or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Otter, what are you up to?
Right now, I am still writing out reviews, writing a couple of short stories myself. The main thing I'm doing is getting some feedback on my story, The Curse of the Star Raids, the first book in Steel and Stormbright. I'm putting up the finishing touches for that, and I'm hoping to send out more info about that pretty soon, actually. That's what's going on in my life.
Also,
and I dropped your link in the chat.
Yeah, shill his YouTube channel as well, because me and him will be doing some reviews later this year.
Shill it! Shill it!
Eat shield.
It's the Lord Otters. His name of the YouTube channel, same as his. It did again.
No, Jack and Jill got released. It happened. That was 2010.
The ET game got released as well.
Mm-hmm.
And got promptly put in a fucking landfill.
Wow.
No, it's true.
I had a copy of that when I was a kid too.
But somehow Redfall didn't get put in a landfill, which kind of disappoints me. Or that Gollum game. Everyone was making videos. Redfall, worst game of 2023. Then Gollum came out.
Yeah, that game.
Over on the Rumble side, somebody said something about Gollum juice. It got weird.
It hurts us, precious.
And while we're speaking about Gollum, James, pardon plugs.
Oh, God.
Hello, everybody. I am James Esparza, writer of World Without End. And earlier we were talking about Johnny Cash not being able to fit to a single genre. Check out my works and try to find out which genre my stuff fits in for at least more than a single release, I should say.
The answer is yes.
Absolutely. It's the one thing that will tie all my stories together is a heavy sense of adventure, because I love adventure stories. So you'll find a lot of that in my mystery stories, in my comedic stories, in my darker toned stories, but you'll get a plethora of everything, dark fantasy and sci-fi alike, and they will all be connected and intertwined in this ever-evolving world of adventure and terror. So you go ahead and give me your $5 at worldwithoutendlore.substack.com. With those $5, you can actually check out the rest of that story that we were presenting earlier, because that is part of our early release, which is what this is. And you can get my stories a whole week early with your $5. So go ahead, throw me $5, get the story, leave your comments, let me know how it's doing, and prepare for some more epic adventures every single month.
Nice.
Boom.
Thank you.
That was all right off the cuff. That flowed so well. I'm jealous. I can't talk that well.
That's half awake too.
While we're talking about stories, Maji, go ahead and chill for us.
Hi.
Shalar for us.
Shalar
for the
Shalar. Actually, Shalar's coming along. We're talking about the final phases. I know quite a few people are wrapping up We have a couple of submissions already from Trippy Soul and RH Snow. It's gonna happen. It might be a couple months out, but it is gonna happen.
Yes.
Sounds fantastic. I can't wait to hear about what everybody else thinks about it, because let's be honest, they're going to pick up copies way before I do.
You know what also sounds fantastic? Someone actually talking about real history. Readout.
The historian.
Oh, God. So if you want to listen to me babble on about history incoherently, you can subscribe to Readout Productions. That's the main channel. If you want to listen to me babble incoherently and occasionally tipsy, talk about pop culture, you can join me and my friends at the Heterochrome Media Podcast. Wrangler's already dropped the link in. I'd greatly appreciate if you want to listen to me ramble more about pop culture media. Go to the Heterochrome Media Podcast, where we odd match the doublest. Wow, I am tired. We match make the oddest double features. Go there, do that. Thank you. Good night.
Holy shit.
Good night, darling.
Wait, that was the other way around.
Good night, St. Louis.
On another topic, we have Raven.
Yeah, besides packing, I've been trying to read The Revenant and the Tomb, and Everything I Want to Do is Illegal. War Stories from the Local Food Front by Jules Salatin.
Nice.
Link's coming.
Pretty good books.
Well, I'm going to say kapla, 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 kapla in Minecraft. And freaking
I am copying and pasting one last link. Hang on.
All right,
And
everyone,
yes.
start talking. No dead air.
Everybody, quick, buy Wrangler's book. Make him popular.
Buy the book.
online.
Buy
Bye, Haley Starbad Kitty. Buy the book. Buy the book. Buy the book.
I still got
I like the sound of that. And leave a review if you could. Good,
Please.
bad, indifferent.
Reviews
just as
help.
long as it's honest.
That's
the more
right.
honest it is, the better feedback I have, and the better I can make the next one.
But make it good.
But
He
what
didn't
if
say that.
when
I
you
said that.
type in the full name into the search? I made the mistake and I went down
Yeah.
a dark road.
And remember, every
Yeah.
review you leave for Frequency, you get a copy of Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2, and
With special music by Garth Brooks.
a 6-pack of Bud Light.
Just what I
Oh,
always
are there
wanted.
any woke pizza companies out there? We want to throw pizza
You have
into
done your
this
part.
combo.
You have done your part.
Is there a woke pizza company?
Don't
I'm
mention
pretty
Bud
sure
Light
there
in
are.
my name.
Makes you feel any better. I've bought 2 copies because I gave my
Yes.
first one away.
Thank you for that, Bob. I'm glad you enjoyed that enough to see it as worth doing so. So I hope I don't let you down with the second.
Crap,
Bob's
I know
showing
Ben
once
Frank-
again
Ben
that he's the
Franklin
king.
over.
Yeah. All right. Well, this was a lot of fun tonight's show. Especially
And
since I
also,
came in
an
here with almost
announcement.
no sleep.
An announcement. I'd like to give a thank you to Skunk's Workshop for being the first $5 subscriber of the night. Thank you, dear sir.
Skunk!
All right.
Rock on Rumble!
Mention how he said first there. Yeah.
As long as I don't have to smell it, we're good.
Television isn't here yet.
Oh, we're working on it. I wish we weren't, but we are. We're working on a lot of things I wish we weren't working on.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, thank you everyone for stopping by tonight. If you enjoyed this presentation, hit the like, and if you didn't, I appreciate you stopping by. We'll see you next time, and God bless.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Remember?
Yeah.
I remember.
Have a good night, Sugar Cube.
I remember.
We remember.
Goddamn cemeteries. Respect for authority. You guys, have a good
The otters are better.
Otters are superior. He said sea otters. Damn it. You just agreed with that. Race trader.
Slink back up the river.
laser.